from a ground floor vehicle that was a repair garage. So that's where the fire actually started. We are not very sure at this point in time, Nupur, with regards to at what time did the fire break out, because if you take a look at these images that have come to our newsroom a short while back, it does indicate that this was late night when the fire actually broke out, and these are the fire engines that were brought in to douse the fire. But as of now, a confirmation only coming in that 10 bodies have been recovered, of which at least 9 of them happens to be Indians. In fact, there is also a confirmation coming in from the High Commission in Maldives, but all that they are saying is that they are only confirming about the death of Indian nationals, but how many is something that the High Commission hasn't really confirmed. In fact, we are also being told a Bangladeshi national, his body has also been recovered. It's also being told that this is a heavily populated area, and mostly what you in this area, mostly you would find Bangladeshis, Indians, Nepalese, Pakistanis, and Sri Lankans actually staying. This is essentially more of an accommodation for the migrant workers in the national capital. In fact, this has also led to some sort of a political ruckus in Maldives, with the opposition parties now essentially jumping in, because this has been a major political bone of contention in Maldives. But as of now, what we can confirm is with regards to the latest developments coming in, it is the High Commission essentially confirming that there has been loss of lives, and at least 9 of them are said to be Indians. That's what we are picking up right now, Nupur, with regards to the fire that broke out in the national capital of Maldives.
Absolutely, as Shavan is pointing out, we're given to understand that this is a highly populated neighborhood in Malé, which houses these migrant worker camps, essentially, like they are called. And, Shavan, this also brings back into sharp focus the living conditions that are there in these countries for migrant workers. We've had stories come in from, Qatar, where so many Indians lost their lives, and this, of course, a prime example. We are, of course, still awaiting reports in terms of whether this was a crowded location or not. But, as you said, it does bring back into sharp focus living conditions of workers who are brought in from overseas in these countries.
Well, in fact, before I just go into that aspect, Nupur, just getting at some more details right now of how long it has essentially taken for the fire to be doused. We're being told it took almost about 4 hours for the fire to be doused. So as of now, the reports that are coming in, it does appear that they have been able to take control of the situation. There is a confirmation now coming in from the news agencies that at least 9 lives that have been lost happens to be that of Indians. 1 is of Bangladesh, is what we are being told. High Commission of India, with whom we are also trying to get in touch with, because they've just put out a tweet putting out numbers, helpline numbers for anyone who wants to get in touch to find out about the whereabouts of their loved ones. Because remember, there's a large percentage of Indians actually staying in the national capital of Maldives. The fact of the matter is that this very place where the fire actually broke out appears to be a very densely populated area with mostly foreign migrant laborers who've been staying there. And remember, this became a major bone of contention, especially during the pandemic, when the opposition parties in Maldives had basically raised this entire issue, saying that the spread of the COVID-19 virus in this very area was extremely fast, and that something essentially needs to be done. And the fact of the matter is that the living conditions, as you rightly pointing out, Nupur, especially in this particular area, appears to be in a terrible condition, and that is the reason why there has been a major criticism that the government in Maldives has had to face. But sticking to the breaking news that's coming in right now, we're being told that the situation is now under control. The fire has been brought under control. As of now, only reports coming in of 10 bodies that have already been recovered.
Right, of course, as Shavan is pointing out, we still don't know how many workers were being housed in this area, but we do know that all those workers who were housed have now been evacuated to Mafanu Stadium. There is a special relief cell that's been set up for people who were housed in this camp. Unfortunately, of course, 10 people have lost their lives, 9 of them Indian. 1, we are told, is a Bangladeshi national. We're also now learning that India is, of course, in close touch with Maldivian authorities to try and ascertain whether there are any other, Indians who could perhaps be injured, or the procedure hereafter. Now, Shavan, any more information that we are getting right now in terms of how many people were being housed here? You were, of course, taking us through the fact that this was a massive blaze. It does appear from pictures that we are seeing, it took many hours for firefighters to get it under control.
Well, at least it took about 4 hours is what we are picking up at this point in time. But as I was mentioning, Nupur, very sketchy details really emerging at this stage with regards to what's the condition. All that we can confirm is that at least 10 bodies have already been recovered is what we are being told. 9 appears to be that of Indian nationals and 1 is a Bangladeshi national. Yes, there is absolutely no doubt about the fact. The pictures are quite evident from where you can actually take get a better sense that this appears to be completely densely populated area. What's the cause of the fire? That's not known, but it does appear that it started from the ground floor where there is a garage where the fire actually broke out and then spread to the other floors. The bodies have also been recovered from the top floor is what we are being told. As you can see, the fire engines that have been brought in for the rescue operation. Whether at all there are any other whether there are other people who are still stuck, that is not known. We're putting out, Nupur, right now the details
Absolutely.
of the helpline the High Commission has put out.
All right, we are now cutting across to more news that's just coming in. We are now learning that Jacqueline Fernandez's bail plea has now been posted for tomorrow. That essentially means that the order will come out tomorrow. She made her way to the Patiala House Court earlier this morning. Now, do remember that she was granted interim bail by a lower court in Delhi. The ED, of course, is continuously being opposing her bail. But now we are learning is that the Patiala House Court, which was hearing the matter, has decided to post the bail plea and will be passing the order tomorrow. We are expecting that order to come out at about 4 o'clock tomorrow evening. So Jacqueline Fernandez did appear before the Patiala House Court a short while ago. The bail plea has now been reserved. The court will announce its order tomorrow. Now, do remember that the Enforcement Directorate, of course, has been essentially opposing the bail plea of Jacqueline Fernandez. And the ED has so far been saying that she hasn't been cooperating with authorities. She's only cooperated after they forced her to. And that essentially has been the crux of the Enforcement Directorate's position as far as Jacqueline Fernandez is concerned. Now, pictures on your screen are of, I think, Jacqueline Fernandez going out of the Patiala House Court. She was leaving the court a short while ago. So we are learning now that the Delhi court will be pronouncing this order tomorrow. It has reserved the order on the actor's bail plea. Of course, a court in the district of lower district court had given out an interim bail plea to Jacqueline Fernandez, pending regular bail arguments that were to be held in the Patiala House Court. So those arguments we now understand are complete, and tomorrow is when we will hear about whether her bail has gone through or not. All right, here's a look at what else is making news this afternoon. I beg your pardon. The Hubli Dharwad Municipal Corporation has granted permission to celebrate Tipu Jayanti at the Eidgah Maidan in Hubli today. The decision to grant permission was taken in a meeting that was attended by members and chairperson of the Civic Body's Standing Committee. The AIMIM factions are divided over Tipu Jayanti's celebrations at the ground, while the AIMIM Dharwad District Joint Secretary, who applied for permission, expressed happiness. The AIMIM District President has voiced dissent over Tipu Jayanti celebrations at the Eidgah Maidan in Hubli. Security has been deployed across all 3 gates at Hubli's Eidgah. The Congress has opposed Tipu Jayanti celebrations at Hubli's Eidgah, citing law and order situation. And NIA raids are currently underway in at least 40 locations, including Chennai. In the Coimbatore blast case, the properties of the suspects and supporters related to blasts are being searched by the NIA. Tightening its nose in Liquorgate, the ED has arrested 2 accused in the multi-crore scam. According to officials, Sharath Reddy, the managing director of Aurobindo Pharma, and Binoy Babu have been arrested over money laundering charges. Kanvan Sukesh Chandrasekhar has written yet another letter to the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. In the letter to the LG, the Kanvan has sought transfer to another jail, citing threat and abuse by senior jail officials. The Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court. In the affidavit filed, the Delhi government said that bureaucrats have not been attending meetings, not taking calls, and have been disobeying orders of ministers. The affidavit further says that the problem has worsened with the appointment of Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena earlier this year. High decibel campaigning is taking place in poll-bound Himachal today. The BJP's top brass, including Amit Shah, Yogi Adityanath, JP Nada and the Union Minister Anurag Thakur will be campaigning in Himachal today. A follower of the Dera Sacha Sauda, Pradeep Singh, was shot dead in Kotakpur in Punjab in the early hours of this morning. As per reports, 5 unidentified men opened fire on him as Pradeep was going into his shop. Pradeep was also an accused in the Bargari sacrilege case. Well, we are heading across to more election news right now. Of course, the BJP has deployed all of its top guns on the final day of campaigning in poll-bound Himachal Pradesh. And since this morning, of course, our reporters have been bringing to you how the top guns of the BJP as well as other parties, including the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, have descended onto the hill state. Pictures on your screen are from another election rally that is being addressed by Anurag Thakur. Anurag Thakur, of course, is on a day-long campaigning trip to Himachal Pradesh, and so is the BJP President JP Nada, who was earlier seen also holding door-to-door meetings. Now, we are also, as I said, our reporters have been sending us this reports through the morning, and this is a walkthrough and a report that we had from Aishwarya Kapoor earlier. All right, before we run out those reports for you, let's go across to Amandeep, who's reporting from Shimla, and I think Anuj is reporting from Palampur. Amandeep, to you first. Amandeep, give us a sense of what's happening from where you are reporting. Of course, I understand that there is today is the day when all the big political stalwarts are descending onto Himachal Pradesh.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. And in fact, not only the BJP, the Congress has also sent their top brass leaders to the Himachal Pradesh. And in fact, the Priyanka Gandhi also. We are at Sanjoli helipad, where the Priyanka is just arriving in minutes, just because from here she will fly to another constituencies of Himachal Pradesh as well. And even, Nupur, the point is that the agenda of Congress party is that every time after 5 years, the Himachal Pradesh has changed the power in Himachal, after BJP, after Congress, after BJP. This is how the turn's going on. And in fact, their entire campaign has been based on this agenda only. But on the other side, BJP is now saying that they are going to break down the trend of this Himachal Pradesh, and BJP will definitely repeat the government. And this time BJP will again form the government under the CM-ship of Jairam Thakur, just because they are also claiming that it's only the BJP government who has done a lot of things. But the point is that Congress is highlighting 2 to 3, 4 points against the campaign of in Himachal polls against BJP. Number 1 point is they are saying that BJP is the one who has not opting and restoring the old pension scheme. Number 2, they are also campaigning against the Agniveer that has been launched by the union government. And number 3, they are saying that the trend is now to change in Himachal Pradesh. Yes,
absolutely. And as you're pointing out, of course, the Congress's campaign largely around the fact that issues around states should be discussed. I'm going to come back to you. We're going to cut across right now to what's happening in Hubli. Now, do remember that Hubli has been in the news, the Eidgah Maidan over there, particularly since the morning. All right, we are not cutting across to that. We are cutting across, I beg your pardon, to Kerala, where protests are taking place. And I'm going to go to Ashwin for more details on this. Ashwin, tell us what's happening. Ashwin, if you can hear us, take us through what's happening. All right, so pictures on your screen are coming to you from Kerala, where there are large-scale protests that are taking place now. Tear gas, of course, is being used by the police to disperse
issues. We are conducting peaceful agitation in front of the corporation office. So there is no inquiry about that issue. But they are not acting. But they are lathi charging. See that lathi charge is happening here.
Very, very intense protest right now. You can see multiple rounds of tear gas is being used over here. Tear gas has been used even in the area where the media also has been reporting from. Actually, there is a huge burn in my ears, in my entire eyes right now. There is tear gas that has been used extensively. The police is resorting to extreme use of tear gas. About 6-7 rounds of tear gas has been used even in areas which are far away, which are at a safe distance. Even to that area, tear gas has been used. You can see the protest has not walked down. The protesters still continue. It really looks like there's going to be some kind of a lathi charge even if the tear gas is not stopped. And these are the visuals. Right now what you can see is the BJP state president walking towards the protesters. The BJP state president is right now going inside where the protest is happening. And meanwhile, at the same time, water cannons and tear gas are being used. You can see the BJP state president K. Surendran is here walking towards the barricade, demanding the resignation of Arya Rajendran, the mayor. At the same time, horrendous
The pictures on your screen are of a massive showdown that's taking place in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. We are told that the BJP chief of Kerala is leading these protests, and we are also learning that the police is using tear gas shells to try and dislodge the protest. These pictures on your screen are of how big the numbers of the BJP protesters are. I'm going to try and go across to our correspondent, but viewers will appreciate that even as tear gas shells are lobbed, it's very difficult for our reporters to bring us those reports because they also have to deal with the situation on the ground. Right now, we can see the barricading that has been done by the police in Kerala, in Thiruvananthapuram particularly. Let's go back to Ashwin. Ashwin, describe to us what's happening around you. Ashwin, can you hear us? If you can, please describe to us what's happening around you. We can, of course, see a large presence of the police over there and tear gas shells being lobbed.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if you're getting this frame. It has been an absolute show of power, extreme power by the police. Where media people have been standing. As you can see, I've been completely drenched. I've been standing at a safe distance, yet tear gas were thrown where the media people were standing. There has been absolute brutality from the police this time. There has been no cause of concern for the safety of media people who are responsibility to report. At a safe distance, we have been here, tear gassed and water cannon. You can see my complete body has been completely drenched. We really cannot see. Eyes are totally burning, lungs are choking, and this is the protest that is happening, all for the demand that the mayor of Thiruvananthapuram must step down. Now, very extreme use of brutality by the police. We can see that about 50 BJP workers had come down, which has been led by the state president of the BJP, and he also was tear gas. And you can see these are the visuals that are coming here. That's the district president of the BJP, VV Rajesh. Also, the police has used to extremes extremeness. This is something which is never seen. As you can see, I'm fully drenched. I was standing about 50 to 100 meters away. Yet the police used this
Right.
force. This is something I've never witnessed before. We have seen large-scale protests on it, but this is the first time we are seeing the police is completely attacking in a completely inhumane manner. This attack has happened. The kind of brutality that has been unleashed by the Kerala police today is unspeakable today. Even the media people, a lot of these, my phone is completely drenched. My cameraman, our live view unit, it was all drenched. We have to look at the safety of it. Even the state president, let's ask him once again. So what do you see of this? What do
You see that poison is using in the water cannon. The poison is using in the water cannon. The media people also say that.
What is happening here? I just want to go again towards the barricade where the tear cannons has been used. This is the position we were all standing and safely reporting. And in this area where I was standing right here, the entire water cannon was used. Tear gas was thrown. At least I counted at least 12 rounds of tear gas in a protest where about 50 to 100 people were there. So this kind of brutality that has been launched today is something has to be questioned, because even the media people has been attacked. The kind of attack that has happened using tear gas, we were standing in a safe distance, yet the protesters were not even there where we were standing, and here we see this kind of a brutality that has been unleashed. Some of the workers are very grievously injured. They were taking part in the protest. They were not crossing the barricade. They were definitely pushing the barricade, and you can see some of these workers are completely exhausted. They do not feel good. And what is also very, very important to see is that there is no ambulance in sight. There is absolutely no ambulance in sight. And these are some of the gory visuals that we are getting in. Some inhumane visuals. There is no ambulance, no backup in place. The BJP is protesting. The state president of the BJP, K. Surendran, was here. Right in front of him, the water cannons were done and the tear gas was thrown. Still, you can see the protesters are continuing it. This is something intensifying over here. What probably we were expecting that the police will use some kind of a constraint, but here we see a complete unleashing of the police brutality against the protesters. So something really difficult to comprehend. I'm short of words because my lungs are choking because of the tear gas. It's a little difficult to speak.
Please catch your breath for a moment.
We have never seen before. I've been reporting on various protests for the last 2 years.
Right, Ashwin, catch your breath for a moment. As Ashwin is pointing out, of course, the police over there using water cannons as well as tear gas shells to disperse these protesters. Now, just to give our viewers a sense of what's been happening, this is the 6th consecutive day that the Thiruvananthapuram City Corporation office has been roiled by protests. Now, opposition BJP as well as the Congress, we understand, have been protesting for a while now. They've been staging separate protests demanding the resignation of the mayor, Arya Rajendran, over an alleged letter in her name to the Communist Party of India District Secretary Anuvur Nagapam, asking him for a priority list of applicants for temporary posts in the health wing of the city corporation. So these are charges of corruption against which protests are taking place, and the police over there using force to dispel these protesters. Now, back to you, Ashwin. If you and your camera person are able to report now, give us a sense of why so much force is being used, because we understand that, this is a routine protest, as many would say, against corruption charges against the mayor of Thiruvananthapuram. Political parties are saying that there is corruption involved and hence they are protesting. So give us a sense of what has made the police use such fierce methods to control this protest.
The country had actually celebrated when the mayor, Arya Rajendra, who was then 21, became the youngest mayor to take this post. And 2 years, this is not the first instances of corruption In fact, there has been several corruption that has been coming out from the Thiruvananthapuram Corporation, right from misuse of SC/ST fund. Even that had come, but on a national level, it had not carried it out in a big level. It was just mentioned, but this time there was a concrete proof. A letter was sent by Arya Rajendran to the CPM district secretary Anavur Nagappan, stating that there is a vacancy for 295 posts and that eligible cadres of the party can apply for it. Now, this is what has caused this intense trouble. Inside, earlier I had covered Jibi Mehta of the Mahila Congress taking protest, and here outside for the 6th day, the BJP is taking out this protest. This protest is holding more significance because for the first time, perhaps, we are seeing the police using extreme force to bring down this protest, to bring down this protest down. You can see there has been extreme use of water cannons and tear gas in this. Now the problem is that there has been various allegations about the mayor for quite some time. There has been many acts of corruption that has been pointed out, and this is for the first time a concrete proof has also been received. Yet the mayor chooses to stay silent, and that is the reason why today all the opposition party has decided to come out all out in full intensity, and the protest had taken place. We can see the state president of the BJP, K. Surendran, is here, the district president of the BJP, V.V. Rajesh, is here, the Yuva Morcha state secretary Krishna is here, along with the top leaders of the BJP is also here. Now, all this has happened demanding that Arya Rajendran must step down. Something like this is a very the kind of allegation that has come out over the last 2 years, ever since she took up the position as a mayor. This is one of perhaps the biggest protests that we have seen ever since she took charge as a mayor. There has been many allegations, as you can hear them. SC/ST funds has been also misused by the mayor, is what has been alleged by the BJP. All this has gone under the carpet, but now there is no tolerance at all.
ठाकुर जी, महामंत्री श्री सतीश शर्मा जी, ओम प्रकाश चौधरी जी, पंकज हैप्पी जी, राजेंद्र राणा जी, करण गुलेरिया जी, गुनेश शर्मा जी, करतार पठानिया जी, तरसेम राणा जी, मोहिंदर राणा जी, श्रीमती रीता ठाकुर और श्री मनोज धीमान जी, आज के मंच संचालक, सम्मानित मंच, और यहाँ इतनी बड़ी संख्या में एकत्र आए देवी और सज्जनों, मेरे अति उत्साही युवा साथियों और हमारे मीडिया के साथी, प्रिंट मीडिया और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया के मेरे साथी, मैं चुनावी जनसभा में आया हूं। आपके नारे और आपकी तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट सुन रहा था। राजनीति को मैं तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से ही पहचान लेता हूं। और जो मैं आप लोगों में उत्साह देख रहा हूं, जो आप लोगों में मैं उमंग देख रहा हूं, और जो आप लोगों ने अपना मन बनाया हुआ है, वह स्पष्ट बताता है कि आपने आने वाले 8 दिसंबर को और ये 12 नवंबर को वोट करके 8 दिसंबर को राकेश पठानिया को आपने शिमला विधानसभा के लिए रवाना करना। मित्रों, जब मैं राकेश पठानिया की बात करता हूं तो ये सिर्फ राकेश पठानिया का चुनाव नहीं है। यह चुनाव कोई जयराम ठाकुर का ही चुनाव नहीं है। यह चुनाव कोई मेरा अकेला चुनाव नहीं है। यह चुनाव आपके इलाके की विकास, आपके इलाके का हक, आपके इलाके की तरक्की, ये उसका चुनाव है। इसको हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। और कई बार मिट्टी अच्छी होती है तो मौसम अच्छा नहीं होता, कई बार मौसम अच्छा होता है, मिट्टी भी अच्छी होती है तो बीज अच्छा नहीं होता, कई बार मौसम भी अच्छा होता है, मिट्टी भी अच्छी होती है और किस्म भी अच्छी होती है, लेकिन उसी समय कोई न कोई परिस्थितियां विपरीत खड़ी हो जाती हैं, तब भी हम फल अदा नहीं कर पाते। लेकिन जैसा कि मेरे युवा साथी ने कहा, इस बार मौसम भी है, मिट्टी भी ठीक है, वातावरण भी ठीक है। देखिए, आपके रिस्पॉन्स से ही मैं समझ जाता हूं कि मौसम भी ठीक है और मिजाज भी ठीक है, इसको हमको ध्यान रखना। मित्रों, ये एक ऐसी परिस्थिति है, ये एक ऐसी परिस्थिति है जब भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हैं। ये एक ऐसी परिस्थिति है जब भारत के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी सिर्फ नरेंद्र मोदी जी नहीं है, वह हिमाचल के विशेष प्रेमी भी हैं। उनको हिमाचल से लगाव है, उनको हिमाचल से प्रेम है। मैं क्या क्या घटना सुनाऊं। कल मैं गुजरात के चुनाव के टिकटों के आवंटन के लिए मैं दिल्ली गया था। एमसीडी का चुनाव भी था, उसके लिए भी मैं दिल्ली था। तो वहां चर्चा चल रही थी, प्रधानमंत्री जी के कार्यालय से चर्चा हुई थी और G20 के जो ऑफिशियल्स हैं, जो हमारे यहां साल भर G20 दुनिया के 20 प्रमुख देश ग्रुप 20, उनके लिए जो तोहफे दिए जाने हैं उसमें कांगड़ा की पेंटिंग होनी चाहिए, चंबा का रुमाल होना चाहिए और हमारी कलाकृतियां होनी चाहिए जो हमको तोहफे में दे सके। ये छोटी सी घटना मैं क्यों सुना रहा हूं आपको? इसलिए कि दिल्ली दूर हो सकती है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की नजरों में हिमाचल बहुत नजदीक है, दिल के नजदीक है। इसको भी हमको समझना चाहिए। चंबा आए थे, उनको वो डोरा, चोला डोरा वो दिया गया था और वो चोला डोरा उन्होंने कहा था कि मैं किसी पवित्र स्थान पर इसको पहनूंगा जहां ठंड होगी। और पहली यात्रा उनकी केदारनाथ की हुई तो वो उन्होंने चोला डोरा पहन करके गए और उन्होंने वो पूजा की। मित्रों, जब मैं कहता हूं कि ये राकेश पठानिया का चुनाव नहीं है, लेकिन ये राकेश पठानिया के माध्यम से हिमाचल की बेहतरी का चुनाव है। मैं जब डबल इंजन की सरकार की बात करता हूं तो सिर्फ कहने के लिए नहीं कहता हूं, और मैं सब लोगों से कहूंगा यहां दूर दराज सुन लें, यह वोट वारला और पार्ले के बीच का वोट नहीं होता है, यह वोट मेरा और तेरे बीच का नहीं होता है, यह वोट मेरी स्वजाति और प्रजाति का नहीं होता है, यह वोट आपके आने वाले 5 साल हक और हुकूक का वोट होता है। उसको हमको ध्यान रखना चाहिए। और इसीलिए मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि आज आपकी डबल इंजन की सरकार है, उसमें से नीचे वाली इंजन के फिर से रिन्यूअल है। ये रिन्यूअल आपको करना है। जब एक इंजन डाउन हो जाता है तो हिमाचल डाउन हो जाता है, ये समझ लेना। और फिर मैं कहने के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूं, अटल जी ने हम लोगों को इकोनॉमिक पैकेज दिया था। सारी दुनिया की इंडस्ट्री, दवाइयों की इंडस्ट्री बंबई छोड़ के, महाराष्ट्र छोड़ के, गुजरात छोड़ करके बद्दी में आकर के बसी थी। बद्दी में आकर के अटल जी ने दिया था। लेकिन आपने एक गलती की, आपने बाद में वीरभद्र जी की सरकार बना दी। वीरभद्र जी की सरकार बनाई, पंजाब ने कहा कि हमको पैकेज नहीं मिला, हरियाणा ने कहा हमको पैकेज नहीं मिला, और हिमाचल का पैकेज भी छीन लिया गया। यानी देना तो छोड़ो, लेना जानते थे। मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहता हूं, अटल जी ने हमको 2002 में ये सुरंग दी थी, टनल, इसका शिलान्यास किया था, जो लेह को जोड़ती थी, जो लाहौल स्पीति को जोड़ती थी। 10 किलोमीटर की टनल थी। आपने अटल जी की सरकार बदल दी, 2003-4 में हम चले गए। 2004 से 2014 तक टनल वहीं की वहीं खड़ी रही। 2005 में अटल जी आए थे, उन्होंने मुझसे पूछा कि उस टनल का क्या हो रहा है। मैंने कहा कोई काम नहीं हो रहा, रुका हुआ है। तो अटल जी की आवाज थी कि वो पत्थर जो मैंने लगाया है वो मेरे सीने पर पत्थर है। 2014 में मोदी जी फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बने।
Well, talking about the Himachal Pradesh elections as well. In fact, earlier our political executive editor Aishwarya Kapoor was in conversation with Anurag Thakur. JP Nada over there addressing the gathering in Kangra, Himachal Pradesh, as of course Himachal Pradesh will go into elections on 12th of November. Alright, as BJP of course deploys all of its top guns on the final day of the campaigning in the poll-bound Himachal Pradesh, our political executive editor Aishwarya Kapoor was in conversation with Anurag Thakur. Let's listen in to that conversation.
आखिरी दिन है कैंपेन का। बहुत नेता आते हैं, बहुत नेता जाते हैं, लेकिन ये आपका होम स्टेट है, ये आपका राज्य है। लोगों से बाहर बात कीजिए, अरे वो तो मतलब अपना बच्चा है, आपको ऐसे देखते हैं। मैं आपसे पहला सवाल स्ट्रेट, आपको क्या लग रहा है? जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा कि इस बार बदलेंगे, इस बार बदलाव नहीं होगा, लेकिन हिमाचल का हिसाब बदलेंगे, यानी बीजेपी इज गोइंग टू रिपीट।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने पिछले 5 वर्षों में जयराम जी के नेतृत्व में शानदार काम यहां पे किया, और जो प्रोजेक्ट कांग्रेस ने सारे रुकवा कर रखे थे विकास के कार्य, उनको तीव्र गति से पूरा भी करवाया। और हिमाचल प्रदेश को जितना मोदी जी ने दिया है वो शायद कांग्रेस कई वर्षों में भी नहीं दे पाई। कारण केवल एक है, जनता देखती है कि कांग्रेस बड़े बड़े वायदे करती है फिर भूल जाती है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जो कहा वो करके भी दिखाया, और जो नहीं भी कहा वो भी करके दिखाया है।
तो फिर इतने टफ फाइट कैसे है अनुराग जी? आप है प्रधानमंत्री, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने पूरा जोर झोंक दिया। अगर मैं लास्ट दिन की बात करूं तो भी आपके 1 दर्जन मंत्री, प्रधानमंत्री, गृह मंत्री, यूपी के सीएम, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, आप खुद लगातार आखिरी मिनट तक, जब तक कैंपेनिंग अलाउड है आपकी डोर टू डोर रहेगी, हम आपके साथ रहेंगे। लेकिन फिर भी कांग्रेस टक्कर दे रही है, ऐसा बताया जाए।
हम चुनाव गंभीरता से लेते हैं और हर चुनाव इसी तरह से लड़ते हैं, कोई पहली बार नहीं लड़ रहे। और अच्छी बात यह है कि लोकतंत्र में कोई भी राजनीतिक दल, जो आज दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा दल है, वो हर चुनाव को इतनी गंभीरता से लेता है। जहां तक रही हमारे नेताओं की आने की, हमारे पास हैं तो आते हैं। कांग्रेस के तो यात्रा पर निकले हैं, वो तो दोनों
कांग्रेस ने तो अलग कर दिया है। पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है कि चाहे गुजरात हो या फिर हिमाचल की बैठे हैं, बात कर रहे हैं। राहुल गांधी हैज बीन, उन्होंने बस अनाउंस नहीं किया, देव जस्ट नॉट अनाउंस्ड, बट देव कंप्लीटली पुश्ड हिम आउट। दे हैव अंडरस्टूड कि अगर राहुल गांधी नहीं आएगा तो कांग्रेस को फायदा है।
उनको पता है कि टुकड़े टुकड़े गैंग के साथ राहुल जी यात्रा कर रहे हैं, और वो जो कभी देश का नामो निशान मिटाने की बात करते थे और नारा लगाते थे, भारत के टुकड़े हों 1000, इंशाल्लाह इंशाल्लाह, वो उस यात्रा का हिस्सा हैं। तो लोग भली भांति जानते हैं कि यात्रा का महत्व क्या है या क्या कारण है। जहां तक हिमाचल प्रदेश की बात है, कांग्रेस के भी कई सिटिंग सीएम, कई एक्स सीएम, कई डिप्टी सीएम, बहुत सारे लोग आए। कुल मिलाकर हिमाचल की जनता जानती है कि यहाँ पर अगर किसी ने दिया है तो पहले अटल जी ने, फिर अब नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने, और प्रदेश की सरकार ने भी अपनी योजनाएं चलाकर जनता का बहुत लाभ भी पहुंचाया और केंद्र की योजनाओं को भी समय रहते पूरा किया है। एक इफेक्टिव सरकार पिछले 5 वर्षों में यहाँ देखने को मिली, कोविड के टाइम पर भी देखने को मिली।
We're slipping into a short break right now, but lots more lined up on the other side. Mega crackdown by the ED in Liquorgate. ED arrests 2 more accused. And mega NIA raids across Tamil Nadu in connection with the Coimbatore blast. Raids underway at 45 locations. We'll get you the latest on that on the other side. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी. मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है?
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at the risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Veto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special this Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but further investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Hema Deshmukh, was present at a mass conversion event.
The BJP Yuva Morcha.
Well, we have more breaking news that is coming in. The Jammat-e-Islami property has been seized in Shopian. Now, remember that the Jammat-e-Islami was banned by MHA in February 2019 for involvement in terror-linked activities. We'll also be getting more inputs, but so far what we've understood is that raids on Jammat-e-Islami is currently underway and properties made from terror-linked funds to be seized as well. So that is the big breaking news that's coming in. We'll also cut across to Zeenat, our Kashmir Bureau Chief, to give us more details. Zeenat, over to you to give us the latest details about the fact that the Jammat-e-Islami property has been seized in Shopian.
See, as far as the properties of Jammat-e-Islami in Shopian district of South Kashmir is concerned, they have been now they have seized the property because the order has come from the district magistrate of Shopian, where we are picking up from the sources that the 9 properties have been attached, and there has been a notification also that has been issued by the DM that nobody should encroach upon this because these properties have been seized as per the orders given by the district magistrate of Shopian. As far as the details of the properties goes, I am picking from the sources that one of the property is a 2 canal and 5 marra land in the village called Batpora, and it is in the name of Jammat-e-Islami through it is Amir-e-Zilla Abdul Hamid. The second one is of the 7 marra land in Batpora, and it is again the property of Jammat-e-Islami through its Amir Zilla, Shahzada Aurangzeb. Similarly, the land measuring around 7 marras and in Bhatpora again has been seized. Similarly, the another land of 16 marra and the 7 marra in Bhatpora in the name of Jammat-e-Islami through its Amir Shahzada Aurangzeb. Similarly, one more land is there of 1 canal and the 7 marra land in Bhatpora under survey number 293 mutated in the name of Jammat-e-Islami through its Amir Zilla. Similarly, the another property is from the same village. We are picking from the sources that there is also a 2-story yet to be functional school building of Jammat-e-Islami over land measuring 1 canal and 8 marras in the village Bongam. And similarly, the 4-story building over land measuring 4 marra and the 2 marra in the village of Kanipora in the name of Jammat-e-Islami. So as far as the reports that we are picking from within the sources in the administration, these properties, it has been found that the properties are owned under the possession of banned Jammat-e-Islami, its members. And while pursuing the records and the other connected documents, the district magistrate Shopian said that there is sufficient material to notify that these properties under the UAP Act, that this is the act that has been imposed here, and now these properties have been seized by district magistrate Shopian. So another blow to the Jammat-e-Islami where we are seeing in Shopian district of South Kashmir that the 9 properties of Jammat-e-Islami has been seized. It is a notification that has been issued by the orders of district magistrate Shopian, where it is being informed to the public that the Jammat-e-Islami properties falling in the village.
Well, thank you, Zeenat, for getting us those inputs. We'll come back to you, but we also have Gursimran joining us live on this particular story. Gursimran, coming to you about these latest details, what else can you tell us? Has anything been seized so far as well?
See, the properties have been seized. The property that falls in the Bongam village, 1 canal and 4 marla is the 8 marla is the property of the Jammat-e-Islami that has been seized. And a very important thing that I'm mentioning here is that intelligence chief in the Kashmir Valley, who heads the state investigation agency, he is at present in Shopian. He is overlooking all the 6 locations that are presently being raided by the state investigation agency, and we can expect that many more seizure of the properties will take place. The seizure that has taken place in the Bongam village, this is with respect to the FIR number 17 of 2019 that was registered in the Batmalu police station under the various sections of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. In 2019 itself, it was the Ministry of Home Affairs that banned the outfit Jammat-e-Islami for their links with the terror groups and carrying out the terror activities in the Kashmir and radicalization of youth. But since then, even after the ban on the Jammat-e-Islami via different means have been pretty active in the Kashmir Valley, especially in the radicalization and helping in the terror acts. Now the SIA crackdown, that the properties of SIA are being seized by the state investigation agency, and very important that after the crackdown by the National Investigation Agency, now the SIA has come into the frame and they have seized the properties. First in the Bongam village of the Shopia, where 1 canal and 8 marla land of the Jammat-e-Islami has been seized by the order of the district magistrate Shopia, and now we are being told that some more properties of the Jammat-e-Islami will be seized. The intelligence chief of the Kashmir Valley, he himself
Alright, like of course Gursimran is pointing out there, SIA raids on Jammat-e-Islam properties. We'll keep coming back to you, Gursimran, but thank you for getting us the latest. But moving on to more breaking news that's coming in at the moment. More breaking news, this one, terror alert from Mumbai police. In fact, the order issued by the Mumbai police stating it is likely that terrorist anti-national elements might make use of drones, remote control micro-light aircraft and thereby target VVIPs, endangering the life of public at large. So that is the big breaking news that is coming in, where what we can tell you so far is that terror alert from the Mumbai police. In the order issued by the Mumbai police, in fact, it is stating likely that terrorist or anti-national elements might make use of drones, remote control micro-light aircraft and thereby target.
वो अतिक्रमण हटाया जाना चाहिए। 2007 का निर्णय था, लेकिन वो इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हो पा रहा था। 2017 में जब मैं मुख्यमंत्री था, तब हमने ये प्रयास किया कि इसको हटाया जाए। कुछ लीगल प्रॉब्लम थे, लेकिन सारे लीगल प्रॉब्लम दूर करके अभी उसको हटाने की शुरुआत हमने की है और उसको पूरी तरीके से हटाया जाएगा।
Right, we have Alisha who's also joining us to get us more details on this. Alisha, what can you tell us about the fact that the Mumbai police has released this particular order? Give us the latest details as well.
Well, Nivedita, it's an order that has been given by Mumbai Police, and it's specifically a terror alert that has been given by the DCP PRO, that is Mumbai Police. Importantly, if I read out the order copy that has been issued by DCP PRO Mumbai Police, which clearly mentioned that it is likely that terrorist anti-national elements might take use of drones, remote-controlled microlight aircraft, paragliding in their attacks, and thereby target VVIPs, endangering the life of a public at large, destroying property and cause disturbance to law and order in the Brihan Mumbai Police Commissioner area. So this is a clear terror alert that has been issued by Mumbai Police, and also been mentioned looking into this alert where it has been restricted whether it is a use of a drone or hot balloons or any of the kind of the aircraft that has been restricted until unless it's just a air surveillance by the Mumbai Police. So it's been restricted from starting from 13th of November till 12th of December. It is just to maintain the law and order, and of course we know that there are some of the terror threats that has been already getting to the control room of Mumbai Police. So right after that, there's some of the intelligence that has been found with the Mumbai Police, after which such decision might have been taken by Mumbai Police, where the terror alert has been issued by Mumbai Police, and clearly mentioning there will be no use of a drone or paraglider or some aircrafts until and unless it is being permitted by Mumbai Police, and this issue will remain for the next 30 days starting from 13 November till 12th December.
Alisha, as you're pointing that out, in fact, a few days ago, we'd also seen certain VVIPs, including Bollywood actor Salman Khan, who had got that security cover. In terms of course, the fact that the Mumbai police has a list of some of those VVIPs who could be on the target as well.
Well, of course, that is what has been mentioned in the order, because what has been said that whether it could be the use of drones or paragliding or the aircrafts which endangers the life of a VVIP and of course the common people at large, that is something has been mentioned, which is why there is the use of drone that has been restricted, or the other aircrafts or the hot balloons or many of the things that we can see that has been mentioned in the order copy, clearly mentioning there is a use that is restricted, will not be used only and until unless it's an air surveillance that has been done by the Mumbai Police. Apart from that, everything has been restricted for the next 30 days, because it's a clear cut. If you can see the order copy that has been accessed, it clearly mentions that there is a terror alert, and we even seeing from the past few days there are many of the calls, whether it has been made to the Reliance Hospital or whether it has been made to the 5-star hotels in Mumbai, whether it is the Leela Hotel. We know that there are terror threats that has been given or some of the calls that has been made to the control room, mentioning that there have been some bombs that has been placed. So this is something Mumbai Police has been continuously looking into it and taking a consideration with the terror alert that has been issued, and clearly mentioning that there will be no use of drone for the next 30 days starting from 13th November.
All right, Alisha, thank you for getting us all those latest details. Of course, we'll keep coming back to you and tracking this big story, but right now we'll be slipping into a short break. Lots more lined up on the other side. Mega crackdown by the ED in the liquor gate. The ED arrests 2 more accused. And conman Sukesh writes the 5th letter to Delhi Lieutenant Governor, alleges threat inside the jail by Aam Aadmi Party. We'll get you the latest on that. Stay with us on Republic TV.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
आपने अपनी शुगर चेक की क्या? आपने शुगर चेक की क्या?
A simple sugar test can save you from diabetes-related complications. This World Diabetes Day, take a pledge to check your sugar and beat diabetes with Beto.
Get your diabetes care program with a free Beto glucometer. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Hema Deshmukh, was present at a mass conversion event.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but before the investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
The news breaks. The controversies.
सारे जो अपशब्द इस्तेमाल किए हैं उसके बारे में क्या?
सर, आप गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, आप जानना चाहती है जनता कि इतने लोगों की मौत हो गई है सर, लेकिन
अनिल जी, आपको समन किया जा रहा है। सर, you want to say something?
The channel for elections. December 8 with Arnab.
Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. We are live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Lots lined up for you the next half an hour. First up, a quick check of the top headlines. Nine Indian nationals dead in a fire mishap in Maldives. Mega Owaisi versus Muthalik face-off over Tipu Jayanti celebrations in Eidgah ground. Alright, straight away cutting across to Kerala where massive showdown is happening as tear gas shells are fired, water cannons being used to disperse the protesters. As you can see, these are the visuals that are just coming in from Thiruvananthapuram after tear gas shells were fired. Water cannons were used to disperse the crowd. Ashwin present at the location where these protests have turned violent in several areas. Ashwin, if you can hear us, take us through all the latest you're picking up. We can see, of course, those visuals of people who are being taken as several of them have been injured as the tear gas shells were fired.
Freedom of expression. Why they are filing cases against that movie? No, it is merely a movie, not a history textbook. Now you can have a difference of opinion about numbers, whether it is 32,000, whether it is 15,000, whether it is 10,000. But the idea behind the film is right now, it is a reality in Kerala. ISIS recruitment is happening in Kerala. Love jihad is continuing in Kerala, and conversion also continuing in Kerala. Why the left party and the Pinarayi Vijayan government is not taking case against love jihadis? Why Kerala police is not taking case against these recruiters? No, they failed to block the religious terrorism in Kerala.
What John Brittas is saying is the numbers, the 32, it's a huge number. And
Who knows? John Brittas knows. Kerala police, is there any inquiry conducted by Kerala police? No, that up to them, they will say how they got the numbers. That is why I am saying you can have dispute with the numbers. You can have difference of opinions with the numbers. You may have 32,000, somebody says it is 10,000, somebody says 5,000. But you cannot say that the ISIS recruitment is not happening.
Well, that's Amit Shah's chopper, and Amit Shah, the Home Minister, has just landed in Himachal Pradesh. This is going to be the jam-packed day, and as we are telling this to our viewers that this is the last day of campaigning in Himachal Pradesh. All the top brasses of Bharatiya Janata Party is here in Himachal Pradesh campaigning for Bharatiya Janata Party. The last day of campaigning, we have seen Anurag Thakur, we have seen JP Nadda, Yogi Adityanath, Smriti Irani, all the top brasses of Bharatiya Janata Party is already here. And that's the chopper of Amit Shah, that's the chopper of Home Minister, which has just landed here in Palampur. I am reporting from Palampur. This is the last day of campaigning. We have seen yesterday, this was none other but Prime Minister himself who was here in the battleground of Himachal Pradesh, and today, as we are telling this to our viewers, is the last day of campaigning. These are the live images coming in from Palampur. That's Amit Shah's chopper. Amit Shah now, any moment from now, is going to come down, will be traveling by road from here to the rally point. It is very much near, and from there Amit Shah is going to kickstart his campaigning today. And yes, this is the last day of the campaigning. That's Amit Shah. Any moment from now, the Home Minister of the country, who is here in Himachal Pradesh, going to come down and will be now moving toward the rally point. There I can see, I'll ask my video journalist to give you a closer view so that we can move ahead. That's the chopper, and I can see the people there who are waiting to welcome Amit Shah. Now he's going to come down as we are giving this live images from Palampur, from the Palampur of Himachal Pradesh. And Amit Shah, any moment from now, there I can see him. Yes, that's Amit Shah. That's Amit Shah along with the security has just came down. And yes, that's Amit Shah who is now going to travel to the rally point, which is in Palampur itself. And that's Amit Shah, Home Minister of the country, who has just landed in Himachal Pradesh. We are seeing Bharatiya Janata Party being very confident about the thing, being very confident, saying that yes, they are going to repeat it, they are going to form the government. Whereas on the one side, this is Congress Party, which is also in fight. They are also saying that yes. तो देखिए तस्वीरों में अमित शाह साफ नजर आ रहे हैं। पालमपुर से इस समय हम रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। अमित शाह की साफ तस्वीरें आपको देखने को मिल रही है। पालमपुर, हिमाचल प्रदेश के पालमपुर में हम इस समय मौजूद हैं। अमित शाह बिल्कुल अभी उतरे हैं चौपर से, लोगों से वहां मिल रहे हैं। कोशिश करेंगे थोड़ा नज़दीक जाके तस्वीरें अगर हम दिखा सकें। तो देखिए अमित शाह आज हिमाचल प्रदेश में रहेंगे। 2 जनसभाएं हैं। पहली जनसभा पालमपुर में है। पालमपुर के एयरपोर्ट पे एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी में इस समय हम मौजूद हैं। तस्वीरों में साफ देखने को अमित शाह मिल रहे हैं। यहाँ से अब रैली जो स्थल है, जो रैली का स्थल है, जो रैली की जगह है, वहाँ अमित शाह मूव करेंगे, वहाँ पे जनसभा करेंगे, लोगों को संबोधित करेंगे। आज जितने भी टॉप ब्रासेस भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हैं, वो सभी लोग, क्योंकि आज आखिरी दिन है कैंपेनिंग का, निकलेंगे। फॉलो भी हम लोग करेंगे अमित शाह के साथ साथ। तो देखिए ये काफिला अमित शाह का तैयार हो गया है। गाड़ी में बैठते मुझे नजर आ रहे हैं। अब यहाँ से जो रैली पॉइंट है वहाँ के लिए मूव होंगे और देख सकते हैं तस्वीरों में साफ साफ वो अमित शाह सफ़ेद रंग की गाड़ी में देखिए आगे बैठे हैं और हम निकलेंगे। और ये तस्वीरें देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के टॉप ब्रासेस की हम बात कर रहे थे। कल प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी खुद मौजूद थे हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर, उन्होंने 2 जनसभा खरीदी। आज अमित शाह की 2 जनसभाएं हैं। जेपी नड्डा यहाँ मौजूद हैं, अनुराग ठाकुर यहाँ मौजूद हैं, स्मृति ईरानी यहाँ मौजूद हैं, योगी आदित्यनाथ यहाँ मौजूद हैं। तो जितने भी आला कमान हैं, जितने भी टॉप ब्रासेस हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के, वो यहाँ मौजूद हैं। सिक्योरिटी का अलर्ट है, तो थोड़ा सा तस्वीरों के हम साइड से देंगे। देखिए सिक्योरिटी का अलर्ट है क्योंकि अमित शाह का कैवलकेड जो है वो अब यहाँ से निकलने के लिए तैयार है रैली पॉइंट के लिए। आप देख सकते हैं ये काफिला है अमित शाह का और ये तस्वीरें एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीरें हैं देखिए काफिले की अमित शाह के। और ये आप देख सकते हैं निकलते हुए अमित शाह 2 जनसभा, होम मिनिस्टर 2 जनसभा आज करेंगे हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर, गृह मंत्री 2 जनसभाएं करेंगे। और देख सकते हैं अमित शाह सामने इस समय गाड़ी में बैठे हुए हैं अब निकलते हुए। ये अमित शाह की गाड़ी है, गृह मंत्री की गाड़ी है। अब रैली स्थल के लिए निकल गए हैं। हम लोग काफिले का पीछा करेंगे, इनके साथ साथ जाएंगे काफिले के। देख सकते हैं तस्वीरों में, देखिए महत्वपूर्ण आज का दिन है। आज का दिन बहुत ज़्यादा महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है क्योंकि आज आखिरी दिन कैंपेन का है। सारा दमखम लगा के भारतीय जनता पार्टी के आला कमान हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर मौजूद हैं। कल हमने देखा था प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी खुद जनसभा कर रहे थे, 2 जनसभा करी। आज अमित शाह की गृह मंत्री की 2 जनसभाएं हैं हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर। तो देखिए ये काफिला है अमित शाह का और लगातार तस्वीरें देखिए, ये एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीरें हैं। ये तस्वीरें हम दिखा रहे हैं। अमित शाह निकल चुके हैं रैली पॉइंट के लिए। अब यहाँ से सीधे रैली स्थल पे जाएंगे जहाँ पे जनसभा है, वहाँ लोगों को संबोधित करेंगे और निकलेंगे। हम लोग भी फॉलो अमित शाह के कैवलकेड को करेंगे। जो ये काफिला है अमित शाह का उसको फॉलो करेंगे। तो देख सकते हैं तस्वीरों में कि अमित शाह हिमाचल प्रदेश पहुँच चुके हैं। आज 2 जनसभाएं, जैसा कि हम दर्शकों को बता रहे थे, 2 जनसभा अमित शाह की आज है। और आप देख सकते हैं तस्वीरों में ये वो काफिला है अमित शाह का जो यहाँ से कुछ ही दूरी पे अब जो जनसभा है वहाँ की तरफ मूव होंगे। तो देखिए जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरे दमखम के साथ इस समय मौजूद है हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर। हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर ये आखिरी दिन है आज कैंपेनिंग का। कैंपेनिंग के आखिरी दिन में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के जितने भी टॉप ब्रासेस हैं, आला कमान है, वो हिमाचल प्रदेश की भूमि धरती पे देखने को मिल रहे हैं। हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर आज अमित शाह मौजूद हैं, तस्वीरों में हमने दिखाया। स्मृति ईरानी मौजूद हैं, अनुराग ठाकुर मौजूद हैं, योगी आदित्यनाथ मौजूद हैं, जेपी नड्डा मौजूद हैं। तो दिल्ली से लेके हिमाचल प्रदेश तक के जो नेता हैं वो आज देखने को हिमाचल प्रदेश के अंदर मिल रहे हैं। महत्वपूर्ण इसलिए भी हो जाता है क्योंकि आज आखिरी दिन देखिए कैंपेनिंग का है और कैंपेनिंग के आखिरी दिन अब पूरा जोर जो है वो ग्राउंड पे देखने को मिल रहा है। लोगों तक जो रीच है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की। देखिए प्रधानमंत्री ने कल अपनी जनसभा में ये बात कही कि क्या कुछ डिलीवर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अभी तक करा है, उस मुद्दों पे बात करें, उसको मद्देनज़र रखें, उसको ध्यान में रख के आगे बढ़ें। और कांग्रेस पार्टी के पास जब ये पावर थी, जब कांग्रेस पार्टी की सत्ता थी, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने क्या करा और क्या नहीं करा, ये सब बातें देखिए प्रधानमंत्री ने कही। सो दीज आर द लाइव इमेजेस फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड एंड दैट्स अमित शाह cavalcade. We are just following the cavalcade of Amit Shah en route toward the rally point. Now will be reaching, any moment from now will be reaching to the place where he is going to kickstart the rally, and we are just following the cavalcade. Amit Shah, Home Minister of the country, has already landed in Himachal Pradesh. If we talk about the itinerary, then let me tell you this is going to be the 2 rallies in Himachal Pradesh where Amit Shah is going to speak. Amit Shah is going to speak to the people of Himachal Pradesh. Yesterday we have seen this was none other but Prime Minister himself who was here in Himachal Pradesh, and this is Amit Shah, the Home Minister of the country, who has just landed in Himachal Pradesh. So as we do understand, this is the last day of the campaigning, and all the top brasses of the Bharatiya Janata Party could be clearly seen on the ground. Yes, back to you.
Yes, so Anuj, they're getting us that live coverage from Himachal Pradesh. It's the last leg of campaigning as Himachal heads of polls on 12th of November. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is also present in Himachal Pradesh. Let's listen into that briefing of the Finance Minister.
करके मैंने आपको डबल इंजन सरकार के एक्चुअली रियलाइजेशन कैसे होती है उसका मैंने सामने रख रही हूँ। फिर आइए बात करेंगे कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म के ऊपर, हर स्टेट के ऊपर ध्यान रखते हुए वी वांट टू मेक श्योर ऑल स्टेट्स बेनिफिट। इसमें मैं उदाहरण लेती हूँ रेणुका जी हाइड्रो प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर, जो हिमाचल प्रदेश का प्रोजेक्ट है। सालों तक कर आगे नहीं बढ़ा, मगर उसको प्रधानमंत्री जी नवंबर 2021 में उद्घाटन करके 7,000 crores का प्रोजेक्ट है, नियरली 40 मेगावाट्स पावर हिमाचल प्रदेश को मिलेगा उसमें से। और कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म के विषय में इसमें क्यों जोड़ रही हूं? 7,000 crores हाइड्रो प्रोजेक्ट 40 मेगावाट हिमाचल प्रदेश के लिए मिल रही है, मगर उससे 5 और स्टेट्स को पानी का भी प्रावधान है। हिमाचल प्रदेश बेनिफिट्स एंड इट ऑल्सो एनेबल्स बाकी स्टेट्स को पानी के विषय में। कौन सा 5 है? राजस्थान,
Right, so BJP top brass campaigning in Himachal Pradesh as the state heads for polls on 12th of November. So high decibel campaigning which is taking place in Himachal as we speak. For now, moving on to more breaking news coming in. And a major liquor scam scandal that has now broken out with accused number 1 Sisodia, who has sought liquor deal papers. He has sought liquor files despite being accused number 1 in this scam. So the latest update coming in is that the Deputy Chief Minister of the National of Delhi has sought the liquor deal papers. In fact, the claim there being made that Sisodia is misusing powers as a minister. And we've also accessed the September 30th, 2022 file note, which clearly states how the Deputy Chief Minister of the National Capital had sought liquor deal papers. We have Piyush Mishra getting us all those details. Piyush, if you could give us more details. Sisodia there was seeking more information on the liquor deal papers, even as he is accused number 1 in this multi-crore scam.
Well, certainly, Samiksha, we need to understand what actually has happened. In September, around 30th September, Manish Sisodia wrote a letter to Excise Department seeking the details, seeking the scanned copy of all the documents related to Excise Policy 2021-2022. And when this letter was written by the OSD of Manish Sisodia to Excise Department approached to Finance Department. Finance Department then later on approached to Law Department, and Law Department, after looking into the request of Manish Sisodia's OSD, has now said that it has already handed over all the documents related to the excise policy to the agencies who are probing this, like CBI and ED. In fact, Law Department has also said no to this, as Manish Sisodia being the accused number 1 into the entire scam. Now, this attempt of Manish Sisodia somewhere raising a lot of questions. The biggest question here is that did Manish Sisodia try to misuse his powers as the Deputy Chief Minister, and what was the need of Manish Sisodia to seek the documents concerning with the excise policy 21-22? Now BJP is going to certainly ask some questions from Manish Sisodia over this, but let me also read out that particular letter which was written by OSD of Manish Sisodia to the Excise Department, and that letter was basically shot to office to the Excise Department. It is mentioned, and I am quoting from that letter. Yes. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister has desired the photocopies and scanned copy in a pen drive of files and documents related to formation of excise policy 2021-2022 and related attended documents. It is therefore requested to kindly provide the same documents immediately, and the date is also mentioned, that's 30th September 2021, and that letter was basically written by MK Nikhil, who is also OSD to Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, this is raising a lot of questions as to why Manish Sisodia was seeking those documents, and that also in pen drive. He was seeking the scanned copies in a pen drive. It is now going to somewhere again stir a controversy.
Stay with us. We have our senior editor Shavan also joining us. Yes, I'll just come back to you. Yes, Shavan, how do you read into this the document that we've accessed, which clearly states that Manish Sisodia in all probability tried to misuse his power as a Deputy Chief Minister?
Well, in fact, Samiksha, let's just put out the document for the benefit of our viewers. This is a letter that was written by the Deputy Chief Minister himself, where he's basically asking for the photocopies of the excise policy. In fact, as Piyush was also pointing out, now this is the OSD to the Deputy Chief Minister in the name of MK Nikhil, who says that the Deputy Chief Minister has desired the photocopies and the scanned copy, that too in a pen drive, of files and documents that are related to the formation of the excise policy 2021-2022 and related tender documents. Now, this document, in fact, we'll just try and put this out for our viewers right now in a short while from now. This was signed on 30th of September. Remember, he is an accused in this particular case, accused number 1 in the excise scam, and you have the Deputy Chief Minister thereafter asking for all the documents, that too in a pen drive. This has been written by the OSD. In fact, that's the document that we have now accessed. Put it up on our screens, which clearly makes a mention, and this is a signed document, as you can see right now on your screens, signed by the OSD of the Deputy Chief Minister. Is asking the Excise Department to furnish all the documents, that too it should be done immediately. Now, where lies the problem? One, that he is an accused in this particular case, and he is accused number 1. He's already been examined by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and the allegation that has been levelled against him, as per the CBI FIR, is that his alleged close associates, at least some of them have already been arrested, his alleged close associates were basically in connivance with certain bureaucrats, drafted this policy in such a manner which essentially benefited a select few players, which included players once again linked to the Deputy Chief Minister. These are links that the CBI is talking about. But having said that, it certainly raises questions of propriety at this point in time, that why exactly would the Deputy Chief Minister, who is already heading the Excise Department, ask for these documents, that too in a pen drive? Was this actually, pertaining to certain meetings, minutes of the meetings that had taken place? Because at the end of the day, questions are also now being raised about the fact that, the specific instructions were actually given also by the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, is that also the link that the Central Bureau of Investigation is looking at? Some more details right now, Samiksha, that is also emerging from the documents that have also been accessed by Republic TV, is the fact that this was the note that was sent to the Excise Commissioner on 30th of September that demanded for the very files, papers and documents that are under scrutiny and investigation that was being carried out by the agencies. So the similarity being that same sort of documents were basically asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation. So now this has been put out officially by the OSD of the Deputy Chief Minister, that the Excise Department, which had handed over the files to the Central Bureau of Investigation and the copies to the Enforcement Directorate for the ongoing investigations, seeking the permission of the Finance Department, then thereafter asked the Law Department to ensure that these papers are given to the Deputy Chief Minister. So what does this essentially mean? Documents that were basically being perused by the investigative agencies, the same set of documents were basically asked by the Deputy Chief Minister. What was the purpose? Not known. But the fact of the matter is that this certainly raises some very serious questions.
Well, absolutely, Shravan. And Shravan, just help us understand this better.
Joining us...
Yes. Does this make the case very strong against Manish Sisodia, given the fact that, he's being probed by multiple agencies and he sought these scam deal papers while, the matter is still being probed by these agencies?
Well, in fact, Samiksha, before I answer that question, let me try and reconnect with Sardar R.P. Singh, who was joining us a short while back. We'll try and reconnect with him to get the first reaction coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, Amit Malviya of the BJP has already responded. But, this comes on a day when there have been multiple arrests that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate. I'm told that Sardar R.P. Singh of the BJP has joined us on the phone line. Mr. R.P. Singh, we are seeing this news break coming in. Republic TV has now accessed certain documents. This is a letter that has been written by the OSD of the Deputy Chief Minister. As I understand, these are the same set of documents that were actually asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as the Enforcement Directorate. Now, this was asked on 30th of September. It raises some very serious questions.
Well, earlier also in month of July, they did the same. When the red flag was raised by the Chief Secretary, they went for a post facto cabinet approval on the basis of the red flag which was raised. I mean, they never took the cabinet approval prior to doing that scam, but after they were caught, and they went for a post-facto approval by the government. Similarly here also, they probably want to know what's happening and what all they can cover up. But ultimately they are going to be in the net because CBI and the other agencies are going through all the documents, and then whatever document they have on that basis, there are a lot of questions need to still to be answered by Mr. Sisodia and his team. But basically he probably has taken the documents to see whatever and however he can cover up whatever scams he has committed.
But Sardar RP Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party continuously targeting the investigative agencies, saying that the investigative agencies are essentially operating under pressure from your government. They say that Manish Sisodia was basically called in for questioning just a day before he was about to land in Gujarat.
Well, but he was in Gujarat the next day. And they would have raised a question on the agencies had they asked him to come the next day also when he was supposed to be in Gujarat. But that point aside, I mean, the agencies are not going to wait for elections to happen, or they are not going to go by the election schedules in various states. The elections keep happening all year long in one state or other, and they'll keep contesting elections in one other state and keep losing deposit. Just separate point. But issue is that they are taking this as a pretext, a very flimsy pretext. Whereas fact is they are not answering the hardcore questions. The question is the waiver of the license fee. Was it 44.26 crore or 30 crore rupees, the earnest money which was returned? So they need to answer those questions, and how the commission was increased from 2 to 12%, and who all were involved in the cutback in that 2 to 12% raise of commission.
Well, thank you very much, Sardar RPC, for putting this into perspective. Once again, the Aam Aadmi Party perhaps will also need to now do some answering, given the fact that these are some very sensational allegations that have been levelled. The fact of the matter is that why exactly would the Deputy Chief Minister, who's also the head of the Excise Department, ask for documents which were actually asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation as well as the Enforcement Directorate? Also, to get you the latest news, coming in, two major arrests that have now been made by the Enforcement Directorate earlier in the day. Roughly around 7 o'clock this morning, Samiksha, two arrests, two businessmen linked to Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. They were arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. I'm told that Shahzad Poonawalla from the BJP is also joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Poonawalla, Republic TV is now putting out some more details. One, with regards to documents that were asked by the Deputy Chief Minister through his OSD on 30th of September. And second, with regards to the link that is now emerging down south in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh.
Today, one thing is very clear, and I want to congratulate your channel for unveiling the truth, that despite being accused number one, the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia, wanted to take illegally the copies of the excise policy and the entire liquor scam. Now, this has already been shown on your channel, and I revealed it to RTI that 2,500 loss was caused. We also know this is being interrogated and investigated by the CBI. When an agency is looking into all of this, there are arrests made, court has given no relief. In what circumstances of natural principles of justice was this minister trying to take these files? Which means, Shravan, and I'm saying this as the spokesperson of the BJP, this is a clear-cut evidence of interference in the judicial process relating to Sharab Ghotala. This was an attempt, no less, by the minister concerned to try and sabotage the investigation, and therefore these files were being sought. And I demand immediate sacking of the Deputy Chief Minister by Mr. Kejriwal, like we have seen Satyendra Jain use and misuse his position of influence as minister inside Bihar. Now you have a clear-cut case of misuse and abuse of official position by the Deputy Chief Minister to sabotage the investigation in the Sharab Ghotala, which has been proven because even Mr. Kejriwal has gone back to the old policy. And therefore, this is a very serious matter. I demand immediate sacking of Mr. Manish Sisodia, accused number one, who was trying to interfere, obstruct, and in a sense, sabotage the probe into this entire matter.
Shahzad, just one quick question that I would also like to take with you with regards to, is there a delay, in your opinion, as far as the arrest of the Deputy Chief Minister, given the fact that if your party and if the CBI essentially believes that there is a quid pro quo, and the fact that there are documents that have now been accessed, which clearly goes on to indicate that perhaps a nervous Deputy Chief Minister wanted to get access to the same very documents that were actually being produced by the investigative agencies?
Look, I can only say that the law will take its own course. The courts are also looking at it when the matters are going for bail proceedings, etc. So there is a process of law that needs to be followed. But isn't it extremely curious and extremely, I would say, contrary to the principles of natural justice, that the Deputy Chief Minister on an urgent basis demands to get access to these copies on 30th of September 2022 at a time when the entire investigation is at its peak. And this could only mean one thing, that the attempt to sabotage, cover up, whitewash, and to protect some of the guilty, this is being done. No other inference can be drawn logically. Mr. Kejriwal could have taken his resignation long ago when his name appeared as accused number one. Now, with this particular development, it becomes untenable for him to continue as a minister. We demand his immediate sacking, and there is a chain connection that Satendra Jain remains as a minister, sabotages things inside Tihar jail. Manish Sisodia remains as a minister, sabotages the liquor probe. Therefore, we demand his immediate sacking. This is clear-cut proof evidence that an attempt has been made to sabotage innocence.
Well, thank you very much, Shahzad, for putting this into perspective. We'll continue with our updates on the story. A massive political controversy now brewing on the liquor gate.
All right, slipping into a very short break, but news breaks to continue on the other side of this very short break. Mega OAC versus Muthalik face-off over Tipu Jayanti celebrations at the Eidgah ground. And mega NI raids across Tamil Nadu in connection with Coimbatore blast, raids underway in at least 40 locations.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS, BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister, Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Hema Deshmukh, was present at a mass conversion event.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs, Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but before the investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site, and he has
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी. मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है.
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at the risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Beto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special this Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
9 Indians dead in fire mishap in Maldives. Mega OAC versus Mutalik face-off over Tipu Jayanti celebrations in Eidgah Maidan. Mega crackdown by ED in Liquorgate. ED arrests 2 more accused in the case. Mega NIA raids across Tamil Nadu in connection with Coimbatore blast. Raids underway at 45 locations. Himachal poll campaigning reaches fever pitch as Congress, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party to hold mega rallies across the state on last day of campaigning. Conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar writes 5th letter to the Delhi Lieutenant Governor, alleges threat inside jail by Aam Aadmi Party. Now, amid the controversy over Tipu Jayanti celebration at Eidgah ground in Hubli, Pramod Mutalik, of course, earlier had staged protest at the Eidgah Maidan in Hubli. In fact, we'll be getting you all the latest developments in this particular story. Now, remember earlier, the AIMIM appeared to be divided over the celebrations for Tipu Jayanti. But we also have Prajwal Prasad, who has been tracking this particular story for us. But before we go to him, just to talk about this particular controversy that ensued in Hubli, is the fact that the district president of AIMIM, Nasir Ahmad, had said that Eidgah is a sacred ground and Tipu Jayanti shouldn't be celebrated there. But on the other hand, the local AIMIM leader, Vijay Guntral, said that they will be going ahead with celebrating Tipu Jayanti. Now, that particular event was being held between 10 a.m. to 12. But later on, of course, we saw Pramod Mutalik stage a protest as well at the Eidgah Maidan in Hubli. Now, the stand of the AIMIM, of course, left everyone confused, including pro-Hindu groups and the ruling and the opposition parties in the HDMC. In a bit, we'll, of course, be going back to Prajwal, who's getting us all the latest developments on this particular story. Pramod Mutalik, of course, had also reacted earlier about this entire controversy. But just to talk about the Tipu Jayanti celebrations at the Eidgah ground, the AIMIM had appeared to be divided over these particular celebrations. The district president of the party, Nasir Ahmad, had said that Eidgah is a sacred ground and Tipu Jayanti shouldn't be celebrated there. Of course, this ground in question has come under the scanner several times. But we'll cut across to Prajwal, who's getting us the latest on this. Prajwal, you have, of course, been tracking the developments of it. We've earlier seen protests also led by Pramod Mutalik. But what is the latest that you can tell us that's happening out there, and also the security situation at the moment?
Now, looking at what exactly is happening at Eidgah Maidan, the security still remains the same over there. There is no tension as of such because the Tipu Jayanti celebrations has ended. But now the police are preparing for the Kanaka Jayanti as well as the Obawa Jayanti celebrations, which will be held tomorrow again at the Eidgah ground. And now there is also another quarter of opposition which is coming in from many pro-Muslim groups stating that they will not allow they will not go on to allow the celebrations of Kanaka Jayanti or else even for that matter Obawa Jayanti. And in this regard, it is expected that there might be a face-off between the pro-Hindu organizations. Now, coming to the AIMIM seems to be divided, and especially now we are getting to understand that the district president Nasir Ahmad is quite miffed with the local leader Mr. Vijay Guntral, who has gone on to state that no matter what, we will go ahead with the celebrations. They did go ahead with the celebration, but there were hardly only 40 to 50 people, which clearly goes on and shows the fact that the AIMIM is divided in this particular region, and the High Command is definitely not happy with the local leaders.
Prajwal, we will coming back to you about this particular story, but we're cutting across to visuals that we're getting of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Palampur addressing a rally right ahead of the elections in Himachal Pradesh.
सुखदेव मसन जी, श्री विपिन जम्बाल जी, तनु भारती जी, बहन कुसुमलता जी, श्रीमती अनीता चौधरी जी, श्रीमती रजनी देवी जी, श्री जुल्फी राम जी, श्री ओम प्रकाश जी, श्री वीणा श्रीवास्तव जी, सोनिया बंटा जी, श्रीमती रागिनी जी, श्रीमती मोनिका जी, श्री अमित शर्मा जी, हरियाणा से आए हुए संदीप सिंह जी, और आज इस सभा में इतनी बड़ी संख्या में ऊपर नीचे श्रीमती मोनिका जी, श्री अमित शर्मा जी, हरियाणा से आए हुए संदीप सिंह जी, और आज इस सभा में इतनी बड़ी संख्या में ऊपर नीचे सब जगह जहां तक नजर पहुंचे मुंड ही मुंड दिखाई पड़ते हैं। इतनी बड़ी संख्या में आए हुए प्यारे भाइयों, बहनों, माताओं और मेरे जिगर के टुकड़े जैसे युवा मित्रों, सबसे पहले ये देवभूमि में आकर सबको मनवांछित फल देने वाली मां बगलामुखी को प्रणाम कर कर मेरी बात की मैं शुरुआत करना चाहता हूं। यहां के शिव मंदिर के भोलेनाथ को भी सत सत नमन कर कर मैं मेरी बात की शुरुआत करना चाहता हूं। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, युवाओं, देश भर में जहां पर भी जाते हैं, मैं गुजरात से आता हूं, जब भी हिमाचल की बात करते हैं सभी लोगों की आस्था है ये पहाड़ियों की चोटियों पर, ये हिमगिरी पर स्वयं देवी और देवता निवास करते हैं, ये देवभूमि है। हमारा हिमाचल देवभूमि तो है ही, मगर ये हिमाचल की माताओं को मैं प्रणाम करना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि पूरे देश भर में आबादी के अनुपात में अगर देश में सबसे ज्यादा अपने नौनिहालों को सीमा पर सेना में भेजने का काम किसी ने किया है तो हिमाचल की वीरांगना माताओं ने किया है मित्रों। और उन्होंने कई सारे ऐसे वीर सपूत हंसते हंसते मां भारती की सुरक्षा में बलि चढ़ाए। पहले परमवीर चक्र सोमनाथ शर्मा जी हो, विक्रम बत्रा हो, संदीप कालिया हो, अनेक ऐसे सपूत हंसते हंसते मां भारती के चरणों में समर्पित किए हैं। और ये करने का साहस पूरे देश में अगर किसी के पास है तो ये वीर भूमि की माताओं के पास है। मैं मातृशक्ति को बार बार प्रणाम करता हूं मित्रों। आज का दिन 9 नवंबर का दिन देश के इतिहास में बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। 9 नवंबर के दिन 1659 में
छत्रपति वीर शिवाजी महाराज ने अफजल खान को मारकर अपना भगवा फहराने का काम किया था मित्रों। आज का दिन हिंदू पद पातशाही की स्थापना के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। और आज मैं जब आया हूं तब 2 दिन रह गए चुनाव को। शाम को 4 बजे चुनाव के नगाड़े समाप्त हो जाएंगे, बंद हो जाएंगे। मैं हिमाचल की जनता को कहने आया हूं, पूछना जरा है कांग्रेसियों को, 40-40 साल तक हमारे सेना के जवान और उनके परिवारजन 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन की मांग करते थे। 4 पीढ़ी तक शासन करने वाली एक कांग्रेस पार्टी उनकी ये मांग को पूरा नहीं करती थी। मगर माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, युवाओं, आपने 2014 में मोदी जी को बिठाया और 2015 में मोदी जी ने 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन देने का काम समाप्त कर दिया। सेना के जवानों का बैंक अकाउंट में उनके परिवारजनों को 41,000 करोड़ रुपया ज्यादा देने का काम हमारे नेता और देश के प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। ये पूरे देश में सब लोग कहते हैं, कहीं पर भी पूछो मोदी जी कहां से आते हैं तो कहते हैं गुजरात से आते हैं। और गुजरात में जाकर पूछो मोदी जी कहां से आते हैं तो वो कहते हैं वो हिमाचल से आते हैं। अब मोदी जी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बन गए, यहां अपने भाजपा सरकार बना दी। ये माताएं बहनें बैठी है, मैं उनको पूछना चाहता हूं, भांजा नैनीहाल जाए और मां परोसने वाली हो तो कोई कमी रह जाए क्या? बताओ आप, रह जाए क्या? तो हिमाचल के विकास के लिए ये 5 साल में डबल इंजन सरकार ने मोदी और जयराम ठाकुर के नेतृत्व में कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ी। आईआईटी हो, एम्स हो, मेडिकल कॉलेज बढ़ाना हो, एमबीबीएस की सीटों में वृद्धि करनी हो, रोड, रास्ते, बिजली के कारखाने बनाने हो, हर क्षेत्र के अंदर विकास के मुद्दे पर ये दोनों सरकारों ने मिलकर हिमाचल में विकास का नया इतिहास लिखा है। अभी हमारे बिपिन भाई खामखा कहते थे कि पीएम नरेंद्र भाई है, नड्डा जी हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष है, अनुराग भाई सूचना प्रसारण मंत्री है, कांग्रेस के पास कौन है? अरे बिपिन भाई, आपको मालूम नहीं है कांग्रेस के पास? अरे सुनो, कांग्रेस के पास वहां भी मां बेटा है, यहां भी मां बेटा है। ये परिवारवादी पार्टी है। ये पार्टी में नीचे से उठकर आए हुए मेहनती पराक्रमी युवाओं की कोई जगह नहीं है। ये पार्टी में अगर आगे बढ़ना है तो किसी राजा रानी के घर में जन्म लेना पड़ता है भाई, तब जाकर आगे बढ़ सकते हो। शहजादा होना जरूरी है, राजकुंवर होना जरूरी है, मगर राहुल बाबा आपको मालूम नहीं है, अब लोकतंत्र आ गया है, राजा रानियों का जमाना गया, अब जनता का जमाना आया है। अब इस बार मैंने बारीकी से कांग्रेस का पूरा चुनाव कैंपेन देखा है। 2 ही बात करते हैं, एक तो हिमाचल में एक बार कांग्रेस आती है, एक बार भाजपा आती है, इसके अलावा इनके पास कोई एजेंडा नहीं है। अरे भाई, वो जमाना गया। मणिपुर में दूसरी बार भाजपा आई, असम में दूसरी बार भाजपा आई, उत्तर प्रदेश में दूसरी बार भाजपा आई, गुजरात में छठी बार भाजपा आएगी, हमारे उत्तराखंड पड़ोसी राज्य में भी दूसरी बार भाजपा आई, और यहां पर भी बार बार भाजपा आने वाली है। अब वो गारंटी बांटते फिरते हैं, 10 गारंटी लेकर घूम रहे हैं। भाई, गारंटी की तो इसकी वैल्यू है जिसकी कोई इज्जत और आबरू हो। आपकी गारंटी को कौन मानेगा? बताओ भला, कोई मानेगा? मानेगा? जिन लोगों ने 10 साल के अंदर 12 लाख करोड़ के घपले, घोटाले, भ्रष्टाचार किया, उनकी गारंटी को ये हिमाचल की चतुर सुजान जनता माने।
होना हमें चाहिए था
कसौली।
बिल्कुल, हम इस समय खड़े हैं शिमला के हेलीपैड पे, होना हमें चाहिए था कसौली में, उसके बाद धर्मपुर जाना था। अनुराग ठाकुर जी, ये स्मॉग का पोल्यूशन यहां तक है।
देखिए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने जहां गए राजनीतिक में प्रदूषण किया, और पंजाब से लेकर दिल्ली तक और अब हिमाचल को भी। ये मेरे पीछे आप स्मॉग देख सकते हैं, हिमाचल में ऐसा नहीं होता था जी।
दिखाइए जरा।
और ये पूरा पंजाब का इम्पैक्ट यहाँ पर भी देखने को मिलता है। ये राजनीति ही प्रदूषित नहीं करते, पूरे वातावरण को प्रदूषित करने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और इनकी सरकारों ने किया है।
लेकिन अभी जब आप बात करें, ये जो पोल्यूशन है, ये सिर्फ मतलब हवा तक नहीं है, करप्शन। मनीष सिसोदिया दिल्ली के डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, FIR में नंबर 1 एक्यूज हैं, और मंत्री होने के बाद फाइल मंगा रहे हैं। LG ने अभी चिट्ठी लिखी।
देखिए, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग केस स्टडी है वैसे देश भर के लिए। मुख्यमंत्री 8 साल से अरविंद केजरीवाल हैं, लेकिन कोई डिपार्टमेंट नहीं है, कोई फाइल साइन नहीं करते हैं। तो जितने जाएंगे जेल, सत्येंद्र जैन जी और ये सब बाकी लोग जाएंगे, ये अपने आप किंग पिन जो है वो बाहर रहेगा। और इतनी बेशर्मी है कि जिनके ऊपर भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप लगे, जो 5 महीने से जेल में सत्येंद्र जैन जी, उनको क्लीन चिट देने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल करते हैं। भ्रष्टाचार भी करते हैं, कानून व्यवस्था को भी चरमराते हैं। और जो एक्यूज नंबर 1 मनीष सिसोदिया हैं, वो आज भी पद पे बने हुए हैं, क्योंकि किंग पिन अरविंद केजरीवाल है। वो अपने तक गाज नहीं गिरने देंगे, इनके ऊपर ही निपटाने वाले हैं।
अनुराग जी, जब ये शुरू हुआ था तो सत्येंद्र जैन के ऊपर जैसे ही एक्शन हुआ, उन्होंने कहा कि मतलब हिमाचल इलेक्शन हो रहा है, मतलब इसलिए हो रहा है। अब जो भी होता है वो कह रहे हैं गुजरात इलेक्शन हो रहा है, मतलब इसलिए हो रहा है। तो वो तो कहते हैं, चाहे वो मतलब हवा का पोल्यूशन हो, जिसकी वजह से आज आप अपनी 2 सभा संबोधित नहीं कर पा रहे, या फिर ये जो करप्शन हो, ये जो लिकर स्कैम है, क्योंकि वो फ्री बिजली की बात थी, वो बिजली क्या फ्री, दारू पे कब फ्री हो गया, वो कहते हैं ही नहीं कुछ।
देखिए, इनका मॉडल ऐसा ही है, ये झूठे आरोप लगाकर फिर माफी मांगना, इनकी 8 साल की राजनीति में आपको देखने को मिलेगा। किससे माफी नहीं मांगी अरविंद केजरीवाल ने? आप रिकॉर्ड निकालिए, कब कब झूठ नहीं बोला अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने, आप रिकॉर्ड निकालिए। ये अपने आप में इन्होंने केवल, जैसे मैंने कहा, राजनीति को प्रदूषित करने का काम किया है। झूठ बोलना, आरोप लगाना, फिर माफिया मांगना।
पर अभी तो उससे ऊपर हो गया अनुराग जी, मंत्री हैं, लिकर स्कैम में एक्यूज है, CBI सवाल पूछ रही है, मंत्री फाइल मंगा रहा है उसी स्कैम की।
इससे बड़ा दुर्भाग्य देश का क्या होगा? और ये वो लोग हैं जो 2014 में ये कहते थे कि हम भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़ेंगे, आंदोलन लड़ेंगे, इंडिया अगेंस्ट करप्शन की बात करते थे। और करप्शन के दलदल में, भ्रष्टाचार के दलदल में कोई डूबा है तो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और आम आदमी पार्टी डूबी है।
एक आखिरी सवाल और, चाहे आप मतलब हिमाचल में आज हम खड़े हैं, आज लास्ट डे ऑफ कैंपेनिंग है, चाहे आम आदमी पार्टी हो, कांग्रेस हो, वो सब कहते हैं कि जैसे ही जो भी जितना भी करप्शन है वो क्या सिर्फ विपक्ष में हो रहा है, क्योंकि वो कहते हैं जितनी भी एजेंसीज हैं, जैसे ही कहीं भी स्टेट इलेक्शन आता है तो आप विपक्षी पार्टियों के ऊपर ये मतलब एजेंसीज एक्टिव हो जाती हैं। ये एक ब्लैंकेट रिप्लाई है। आप आम आदमी पार्टी के किसी नेता से कुछ पूछ लीजिए, गुजरात इलेक्शन, अभी आप किसी दिल्ली के नेता पे करेंगे, वो बोलेंगे मतलब MCD का इलेक्शन।
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी की दुकान बहुत पहले बंद हो गई, हिमाचल में भी बंद हो गई, 4 महीने पहले बंद करके केजरीवाल जी चले गए। और ये आपको स्पष्ट तौर पे दिखता है कि अब इनका यहाँ कुछ नहीं, ना उत्तराखंड में खाता खुला, ना इनका यूपी में खाता खुला, इनकी जमानतें जब्त वहां पर हो गई। इसलिए मैं कहना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ही सरकार बनेगी।
लोग भ्रष्ट कांग्रेस और आम आदमी पार्टी को कभी नहीं चुनेंगे। लोग डबल इंजन की सरकार को ही चुनेंगे। हिमाचल ने जो विकास देखा है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में देखा है।
अनुराग जी, करप्शन इज एन इशू। प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी ने, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने हर बार कहा, ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा, जीरो टॉलरेंस है, चाहे अपनी पार्टी हो या फिर किसी और पार्टी का। लेकिन ये तो ऐसे मुख्यमंत्री हैं जो खुद कहते हैं कि तुम भी, अपने ही मंत्रियों को कहते हैं तुम भी अरेस्ट होने वाले हो, तुम भी अरेस्ट होने वाले हो, तुम भी अरेस्ट होने वाले हो।
देखिए, इसमें बड़ा स्पष्ट मैं आपको कह दूं, 8 साल में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की सरकार भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त रही, सुशासन वाली सरकार रही, विकास वाली और गरीब कल्याण की सरकार रही। दूसरी ओर आपके सामने उदाहरण कांग्रेस शासित राज्यों का है, जहां भ्रष्टाचार चरम सीमा पर है, अत्याचार चरम सीमा पर है और जो वायदे किए उनको भी पूरा नहीं करने का काम किया है। हम बार बार डबल इंजन की बात क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि विकास की रफ्तार वहां मिलती है और विकास की रफ्तार है, इसलिए फिर भाजपा सरकार है।
नहीं, आपने सबकी बात की। आखिरी सवाल, पंजाब की बात नहीं करें। पंजाब में तो खुलेआम गोलियां चल रही हैं। मंत्री तो रिजाइन कर देते हैं 2-2 महीने में, लेकिन खुलेआम गोलियां चल रही हैं, चाहे वो सिंगर्स हो, आम आदमी हो, सबको मारा जाए।
देखिए, 3 महीने में 70 से ज्यादा हत्याएं होना अपने आप में बहुत कुछ कहता है। पुलिस की मौजूदगी में हत्या कर देना बहुत कुछ कहता है। और मुख्यमंत्री से लेकर बाकी मंत्री मूक दर्शक बने रहते हैं, अपने आप में बड़े सवाल खड़े करता है। लेकिन बात यही नहीं, 2 महीने बाद उनका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री इस्तीफा देता है। कईयों पर भ्रष्टाचार के गंभीर आरोप हैं। जिस सरकार के 4 महीने के अंदर उनके एमएलए पुलिस वालों को बिठाकर पीटते हैं, आप कल्पना कीजिए अरविंद केजरीवाल
एमएलए पुलिस वालों को पीट,
जलंधर में देखिए ना जी, एमएलए की मौजूदगी में उनके ही कार्यकर्ताओं ने सब लोगों ने पीटा। ऐसा कैसे? डीएसपी रैंक के व्यक्ति को।
सो कंप्लीट लॉलेसनेस। और जहां तक बात दोबारा मतलब हिमाचल पे आते हैं, मेरे को पता है चॉपर उड़ने वाला है।
मुझे जो मेरे 2 कार्यक्रम मिस हुए अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के, ये स्मॉग के कारण, प्रदूषण के कारण, अगर आप अनुमति देंगे तो मुझे 2 सभाएं मोबाइल फोन पर एड्रेस करनी, उसके बाद मैं आपका इंटरव्यू कंटिन्यू।
बिल्कुल अनुराग जी। सो यू हर्ड द मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग अनुराग ठाकुर, कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर, मेकिंग इट वेरी क्लियर दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द पोल्यूशन, वेदर इट्स करप्शन or pollution, which you can see very clearly in the skies, he says that 2 of his rallies is unable to go, and he is questioning the Delhi chief minister and the Aam Aadmi Party chief that what exactly is happening. तो आखिरकार ये साफ तौर से सवाल पूछा जा रहा है अनुराग ठाकुर के द्वारा कि आखिरकार हो क्या रहा है, वो सवाल कर रहे हैं। और चाहे वो मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर जो अभी दिल्ली के लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ने जो चिट्ठी लिखी है, उस पे कह रहे हैं कि इससे बड़ी आयरनी क्या हो सकती है कि मंत्री रहते हुए, डिस्पाइट बीइंग द मिनिस्टर, आप उसी स्कैम की फाइल्स मंगा रहे हैं और ये चिट्ठी एलजी लिख रहे हैं। ये किसी कोई कॉमन मैन नहीं लिख रहा कि आप बोलेंगे कि ये कोई बीजेपी का वर्कर है। एलजी, द लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ऑफ दिल्ली ने ये चिट्ठी लिखी है। So back to the studios with serious allegations on the Aam Aadmi Party, Minister of Information and Broadcasting saying that it's the responsibility of the Aam Aadmi Party chief, and it's because of him and the pollution which is being caused because of his party's inaction that he's unable to go to 2 of his constituencies.
All right, that was Aishwarya Kapoor in that exclusive conversation with Anurag Thakur. On one hand, of course, he's reacted about the fact that the smog did affect his campaign, but we have lots more lined up on the other side for you. We're slipping into a short break. Mega NIA raids across Tamil Nadu in connection with the Coimbatore blast. Raids underway at 45 locations. And Himachal poll campaigning reaches fever pitch as Congress, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party to hold mega rallies across the state on the last day of campaigning. We'll get you the latest on that on the other side of the short break. Stay tuned.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी दिन रात प्रयास कर सभी सरकारों को, देश की 130 करोड़ की जनता को साथ में जोड़ने का प्रयास कर रहे थे।
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी। मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है?
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Beto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special this Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but before the investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के शासन में कोई एक घोटाला नहीं ढूंढ सकता, घोटाला ढूंढना मुश्किल है। और कांग्रेस के शासन में घोटाले गिनना बहुत मुश्किल है। भाजपा के शासन में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है, कांग्रेस के शासन में घोटाले गिनना बहुत मुश्किल है। इतने घोटाले किए हैं, नाम भी याद नहीं रहते भाई। ये बिपिन भाई अभी अपील करते थे कि यहां कमल खिलाइए। मैं बोलने वाला था, जरा संक्षिप्त में बोले, संकोची आदमी है थोड़े। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, इस 16 विधानसभा में 80 करोड़ से ज्यादा की परियोजनाओं का शिलान्यास और उद्घाटन हमारे जयराम ठाकुर ने किया है। 108 लाख रुपयों की लागत से उप तहसील नाला का लोकार्पण किया। 11 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से पीएमजीएसवाई का धीरा से देवी टीला सड़क की उन्नयन का काम शुरू किया। चिरान से थिरक सड़क 9 करोड़ रुपए से शुरू की। 4 करोड़ रुपए से फेरर से थांबा सड़क को अपग्रेड किया। धर्मशाला में स्मार्ट सिटी परियोजना लाए। पठानकोट मंडी रोड 4 लेन की बनाने की परियोजना चालू कर दी। चिनार औद्योगिक क्षेत्र, देहरा विधानसभा क्षेत्र में इंडस्ट्रियल एस्टेट विकसित हो रहा है। देहरा में सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी देने का काम किया और कांगे पेयजल परियोजना 300 करोड़ की लागत से हर घर में नल से जल पहुंचाने का काम शुरू किया। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, 1,38,00,000 परिवारों को गैस का सिलेंडर दिया। विलासपुर में 1500 करोड़ रुपए का एम्स बनाया। 48 अस्पतालों में ऑक्सीजन प्लांट स्थापित किया। 450 करोड़ की लागत से सैटेलाइट पीजीआई ऊना में बनाया। बल्क ड्रग पार्क 1100 करोड़ की लागत से किया। मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क 400 करोड़ की लागत से किया। ढेर सारे काम हिमाचल और 16 के लिए कर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने यहां विकास का रास्ता किया है। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, हमारे घोषणा पत्र के अंदर हमने कॉमन सिविल कोड का वादा किया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी बनते ही, सरकार बनते ही कॉमन सिविल कोड पूरे हिमाचल में लागू पड़ जाएगा। किसानों को मोदी जी जो 6,000 रुपया भेज रहे हैं, उसमें छोटे किसानों को 3,000 रुपया और राज्य सरकार देगी। सेब की पैकेजिंग सामग्री पर जीएसटी को 12% तक सीमित कर दिया जाएगा। राज्य में 5 नए मेडिकल कॉलेज खोलेंगे। वक्फ की संपत्तियों में भ्रष्टाचार करने वालों की जांच होगी। और माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, हिमाचल की बच्चियां जो 6ठी कक्षा से 12वीं कक्षा में पढ़ती हैं, वो सभी को एक स्कूटी सरकार की ओर से पढ़ने के लिए दिया जाएगा। भाई सिर्फ पढ़ने के लिए नहीं है, मैं माताओं को बताना चाहता हूं, बच्ची स्कूटी लेकर स्कूल तो जाएगी, शाम को आपको स्कूटी के पीछे बिठाकर बाजार में सैर भी कराने ले जाएगी। भाई हमारी बच्चियां उच्च शिक्षा प्राप्त करे, वो हमारा लक्ष्य है। महिला स्वसहाय जुटों में ब्याज का दर घटाकर 2% करने का काम भी भाजपा सरकार करने वाली है। माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, इतनी सारी माताएं बैठी हैं, मटका लेते हैं तो टकोरा लगाते हो या नहीं लगाते हो? जरा बताओ, पक्का है या कच्चा है? देखते हो ना एक बार तो 200-250 रुपए के मटके पर 10 बार टकोरा लगाते हो। ये हिमाचल प्रदेश की सरकार सौंपनी है, प्रत्याशी कौन है इसका टकोरा जरा ढंग से लगा देना, कहीं गलती न हो जाए आपसे। और ढंग से टकोरा लगाओगे तो मुझे मालूम है, विपिन भाई खड़े हो जाइए, नाम हमारा आएगा विपिन परमार का। और अंत में मैं एक बात करना चाहता हूं, एक ही बार मेहनत करने से 2 काम
तो एक वोट देने से 2 काम होते हैं, तो करने चाहिए या नहीं करने चाहिए? तो भाजपा को वोट दोगे क्या? कमल के निशान पर बटन दबाओगे? विपिन परमार को एमएलए बनाकर विधानसभा में भेजोगे? जयराम ठाकुर के हाथ मजबूत करोगे? मोदी जी के हाथ मजबूत करोगे? नड्डा साहब के हाथ मजबूत करोगे? तो मेरे साथ दोनों हाथ उठाइए। हेलो, और प्रचंड आवाज से बोलिए, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
All right, so as you just heard, BJP campaigning there in full swing, as it is the last leg of campaigning for the parties in poll-bound Himachal Pradesh that goes to polls on 12th of November. Remember, it's a single-phase elections that will take place in the state of Himachal. Of course, Republic has its biggest crew in the state of Himachal. We'll go across to Aishwarya Kapoor also, who's there on the ground getting us that live coverage of those mega campaigns that are taking place in poll-bound Himachal. But remember, it's the anti-incumbency wave in Himachal Pradesh. Remains to be seen if the BJP manages to retain power in the state of Himachal Pradesh. A whole lot of issues also staring at the ruling party, which also includes restoration of the old pension scheme among others, as well as unemployment, which has been at a rising trend. So of course many issues there that need to be tackled. But the big statement there that is coming in from Amit Shah as he addressed the rally there, saying that UCC would be the biggest priority for the BJP once it comes back to power in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Anuj, of course, reporting live from poll-bound Himachal Pradesh. Anuj, that's a big statement coming in from Home Minister Amit Shah, saying that the BJP's top priority in the state would be the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code once it comes to power, back to power in the state of Himachal Pradesh.
Well, that's something what has been stated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and right now I'm reporting from the same area. Let me first give you the sense, and there let me show you the people who are now, after Amit Shah left, is leaving from the area. And these are the big announcement by none other but Home Minister himself, that what exactly BJP has done and what BJP is going to do once they are going to come in power. That's something what has been stated by Amit Shah. We'll try and talk to some of the people if they can share the views. मैम आज अमित शाह जी आए थे, हम सब सुन रहे थे, आप लोगों ने सुना, बड़े बातें कही हैं अमित शाह जी ने और बताया कि क्या कुछ आप अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आती है, हिमाचल के लोग लाते हैं तो क्या कुछ देंगे, क्या कहेंगे आप?
नहीं, जो इन्होंने बोला वो सब ठीक ठाक है और जो दिया है उससे जनता बहुत खुश है और आगे भी जो जैसे इन्होंने बोला हुआ है ना, वो जो इन्होंने वायदे किए हैं वो तो करेंगे ही ना, और इनसे अच्छी सरकार नहीं हो सकती, बीजेपी से बढ़ के कोई सरकार नहीं हो सकती।
जी आप बताइए।
सर ऐसे तो बीजेपी सरकार तो हिमाचल में नंबर 1 पे एक ही सरकार तो है, बीजेपी अपनी सरकार है। और जैसे अमित शाह ने बताया उससे तो हम और ज़्यादा हमारा मार्गदर्शन हुआ और विकास भी बहुत हुआ और जैसे विकास भी और बहुत होगा आगे जाके।
कई मुद्दे अमित शाह जी ने यहाँ से उठाए। अमित शाह ने कहा कि बच्चियों को स्कूटी देंगे और अमित शाह ने कहा कि महिला सुरक्षा की बात करी, डेवलपमेंट की बात करी।
सर वो तो उन्होंने बात की है ना, ये वादा करती है तो वो निभाते भी है, ठीक है। ये सरकार ऐसी है कि झूठे वादे नहीं करती है, हवा में नहीं चलती है, ये झूठे वादे नहीं करते हैं। तो हम इस सरकार से बहुत खुश हैं। हम शुरू से मतलब एक ही पार्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं, हम ऐसी पार्टी को सलूट करते हैं, सलाम करते हैं।
So that's the people of Himachal Pradesh, and this was none other but the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who just addressed the rally. This was the first rally in Himachal Pradesh for today, and one more is lined up. Now he's going to fly to Pointer Sahib, where he's going to address another rally. And Amit Shah, along with the top brasses of Bharatiya Janata Party, including Smriti Irani, including Anurag Thakur, including Yogi Adityanath, including JP Nadda, all the top brasses of Bharatiya Janata Party is here today in Himachal Pradesh, as this is the last day of the campaigning. And we were just listening to Union Home Minister Amit Shah. There he has targeted Rahul Gandhi, he has targeted Congress Party, that what exactly has been done by the Congress Party till now when they were given the opportunity. And same is a line which was taken by none other but Prime Minister himself yesterday, where he also pointed it out about the delivery which has been done by the Congress Party till now and the promises that has been made in by the Congress Party. But whereas we have seen Bharatiya Janata Party being confident that they are going to repeat the government, Amit Shah, as today, was giving the example of Uttarakhand. Prime Minister yesterday has given the example of double engine government. That's something what has been stated by Amit Shah today, that what exactly is going to happen when BJP is going to rule the state, when BJP is going to come in power. And he also spoke about the candidate. He says that if you will made him MLA, then I'm going to make him a big man. That's something what has been stated by Amit Shah. So Amit Shah there now telling the people of Himachal Pradesh that what exactly is going to happen if BJP is going to come in power. He was talking about the manifesto.
सरकार बनाएंगे। मैं हृदय की गहराइयों से आदरणीय डॉक्टर राजीव सहजल जी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं और आप सबसे निवेदन करता हूं, आप सब डॉक्टर राजीव सहजल बनकर पूरे क्षेत्र में घूमें, हर पोलिंग बूथ पर जाएं और रिकॉर्ड।
तो आप सुन रहे थे इस समय पोल्यूशन के चलते, स्मॉग के चलते, पोल्यूशन के चलते हेलीकॉप्टर जो चॉपर है जिसको जाना था वो टेक ऑफ नहीं कर पा रहा है। उन्होंने अभी आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता और दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल से सीधा सवाल भी पूछा कि आप चाहे वो हवा में पोल्यूशन हो या फिर दिल्ली में करप्शन, आप किस पे एक्शन ले रहे हैं। और अभी भी वो रैली को संबोधित कर रहे हैं, फोन पे रैली को संबोधित कर रहे हैं। ये एक्सक्लूसिव विजुअल्स हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। इस समय अनुराग ठाकुर इस समय जो इनका आज का जो आखिरी जो रैली स्पॉट है हमीरपुर, अब वहां पे जाएंगे जहां पे एक बहुत बड़ा रोड शो भी है। वहां पे आखिरी दिन है आज हिमाचल प्रदेश में इलेक्शन कैंपेन का। अमित शाह, निर्मला सीतारमण, अनुराग ठाकुर, जगत प्रकाश नड्डा, स्मृति ईरानी, आप नाम लीजिए और वो नेता आज हिमाचल में है। बिकॉज एवरी सीट चाहे बीजेपी के नेता माने या ना माने, बट एवरी सीट इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड इट्स गोइंग डाउन टू द वायर। बहुत ज्यादा क्लोज फाइट है बीजेपी और कांग्रेस के बीच, इसीलिए आप देख रहे हैं फोन्स पे रैली संबोधित हो रही है। अमित शाह आ रहे हैं, निर्मला सीतारमण जा रही हैं, अनुराग ठाकुर बैक टू बैक 6 रैलीज आज कर रहे हैं और इसी तरह से बैक टू बैक एक नहीं बल्कि आज 1 दर्जन से ज्यादा। यूपी के मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ आप नाम लीजिए और वो नेता आज हिमाचल प्रदेश में है। आखिरी डे ऑफ कैंपेन है, वोटिंग से पहले आज 5 बजे से पहले जितनी कैंपेनिंग हो सकती है उसकी कोशिश हो रही है और अगर हेलीकॉप्टर नहीं उड़ पा रहा है तो रैली फोन पे संबोधित जा रही है एंड दैट्स द लेटेस्ट। और अगले कुछ क्षणों में अब हेलीकॉप्टर मूविंग हो गया है, परमिशन मिल गई है और अब हम मूव कर रहे हैं। तो ये लाइव शॉट्स जो आपको मिल रहे हैं ये मिल रहे हैं। अनुराग जी, अभी आपने फोन पे रैली को संबोधित किया, मेरे को पता है चौपर उड़ रहा हम जा रहे हैं, लेकिन ये स्मॉग के चलते आप नहीं कर पाए।
निश्चित तौर पर जो प्रदूषण, जो स्मॉग है उसके कारण न केवल पंजाब, हरियाणा, दिल्ली को नुकसान हुआ है, लेकिन ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आरोप बड़े बड़े लगाते थे, लेकिन इनकी दोनों सरकारों ने भ्रष्टाचार के चलते पूरे देश का बेड़ा गर्क कर दिया, विशेष तौर पर उत्तर भारत का बेड़ा गर्क कर दिया है। और ये प्रदूषण ये चाहते तो बच सकता था, कई लोग बीमार आजकल पड़े हैं, उसका बड़ा कारण क्या है? अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की सरकार की नीतियां और जो कदम नहीं उठा पाए। ये केवल वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं, विकास के लिए कभी कुछ नहीं करते हैं।
विकास के लिए कुछ नहीं करते, लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूं कि आप फोन पर रैली संबोधित कर रहे थे, वहां पे हजारों लाखों लोग इंतजार कर रहे थे, तो मतलब एवरी मिनट काउंट्स, एवरी मिनट एंड एवरी पर्सन काउंट्स।
When it is the last day and you have to address 5 meetings and do road shows and you have to wait for a couple of hours just to address one of the rallies, I think it brings toll on you and it's not that easy to manage, but still somehow people agreed and I addressed them on phone. Now we are heading towards a couple of road shows in district Hamirpur.
Absolutely, and Republic is going to be live from there, so that's exclusive. Minister of Information and Broadcasting and a leader from Himachal Pradesh, Anurag Thakur, on your screens. Back to you in the studios.
All right, so last day of campaigning for the political parties in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Remember, the Congress is banking on the anti-incumbency wave in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Meanwhile, AAP is trying to make inroads in the poll-bound states. Of course, it remains to be seen if the lotus blooms again in the state of Himachal Pradesh. A lot of issues that need to be tackled also when we talk about the state of Himachal Pradesh. The major ones including unemployment rate and the restoration of the old pension scheme, which has been a demand for quite some time now. So a lot of issues that need to be tackled by the parties, by the BJP if it comes to power in the state of Himachal Pradesh. We'll go across to Anuj as well, who's on the ground getting us all those updates. But for now, moving on to more breaking news coming in. All right, getting in some breaking news. Mamata Banerjee there making a big chart saying that arms and ammunition are coming to the state of West Bengal from Bihar. So that's a big charge there being made by the TMC leader and the West Bengal Chief Minister, saying that arms and ammunition are coming to the state of West Bengal from Bihar. Saying that arms are coming in from Bihar. So that's a big charge there being made by Mamata Banerjee, saying not enough checks are being done on arms and ammunition that are allegedly coming in from Bihar. We'll try and go across to our Bangla newsroom as well to get more details as to what really has Mamata Banerjee said. But what essentially she means is that arms are coming from Bihar to the state of West Bengal. We also have Kishle joining us from the Bangla newsroom. Kishle, that's a big charge that's been made by the TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee, saying arms and ammunition are coming in from the state of Bihar.
Well, exactly. A big statement from Mamata Banerjee from today from Noida. She is in Noida for an administrative meeting, and there she has said that in order to create chaos in Bengal, in order to remove North Bengal from in order to break up Bengal and make North Bengal into another state, there has been some lobbies, there has been some sections who are bringing weapons and arms from the borders. borders. Arms and weapons from the borders are coming in this side of Bengal, and the aim is to break Bengal and make North Bengal a new state. There has been a debate, there has been a discussion about North Bengal being a different state since last few months or last few years or so. Some BJP MLAs have also spoken who are from North Bengal. Some of them has advocated that North Bengal should be a different state. Now today Mamata Banerjee has made a big accusation, a big statement that arms and ammunition are coming from other side of the border, and it's coming in order to create chaos in Bengal. She has also said very clearly that the cars and all vehicles of the VVIPs needs to be checked in order to see whether arms and ammunition are being brought in those vehicles or not. So big statements by Mamata Banerjee there, clearly accusing and indicating that arms and ammunition are being brought in. She has said that VIP vehicles may be engaged in this whole process. Yesterday, Kunal Ghosh...
Please stay with us. Yes, we also have Prakash joining us. Prakash, any word coming in from the Mahagathbandhan so far on this big charge that's been made by Mamata Banerjee?
No, there's no reaction as of now. We'll try and get in a word. But yes, Munger-made arms are quite popular, and the illegal manufacturing of arms and ammunition are done in Munger. It's the hotbed of illegal arms, and time and again the police and administrative officials have tried to curb the menace. Earlier it was supplied to the Naxals as well. On multiple occasions it has come to the fore. All sorts of assault rifles and pistols and AK-47 were assembled. In the recent past, some AK-47 rifles which were eliminated from the ordnance factory in Jabalpur were reassembled in Munger as well. So time and again, this kind of incidences have been coming to the fore, but there has been a drop as far as the manufacturing is concerned, and they have been demanding to make it legal from the government, because it can be a big industrial hub as far as pistols and arms and ammunition are concerned. So that's there. Mamata Banerjee is taking the position, and if there's a Munger-made arms that has come to Bengal, then we'll try and get it work.
All right, Prakash and Kishne, thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you. So Prakash and Kishne, they're getting us that news break with that big statement that's been made by Mamata Banerjee saying that arms and ammunition are coming in from Bihar to the state of West Bengal. For now, moving on to more breaking news coming in, this one from Tamil Nadu. All right, but before we get that news break from Tamil Nadu, let's take a look at another breaking coming in. This one on that press briefing there being held by the AIMIM chief.
देखिए सवाल वो नहीं है, उनको किसने अपॉइंट किया? उनको सरकार ने अपॉइंट किया, उनका जजमेंट है। सुनिए हम जजमेंट डिसएग्री करते, मगर अगर वो बहैसियत चीफ जस्टिस कर्नाटका के उन्होंने एक जजमेंट दिया, हम डिसएग्री करते, मगर आप कुरान की वर्सेस को मिसरिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। प्रॉफेट मोहम्मद पीस बी अपॉन हिम के हदीस को आप उसको तोड़ के पेश करते हैं, और फिर जो एक और ऑनरेबल जज साहब को जो मेंबर बनाया गया है, उन्होंने तो अपने जजमेंट में लव जिहाद का फिक्शन क्रिएट किए। लॉ कमीशन जो होता है, एक इंडिपेंडेंट एक्सपर्ट लीगल एडवाइस देना उनका काम होता है।
Sir, another issue, the central government in its affidavit to the Supreme Court has excluded Dalits who converted to Muslims and Christianity, saying they are of foreign origin and thereby cannot be considered into the caste.
हाँ, इस पर तो यही कहूंगा कि हाय नरेंद्र मोदी जी, आपकी मोहब्बत उन बैकवर्ड मुसलमानों से। क्या कहा था उन्होंने हैदराबाद में? बीजेपी की एग्जीक्यूटिव कमेटी हुई थी यहाँ पर, मुसलमानों में जो पिछड़ा मुसलमान है, क्या मोहब्बत है मोदी जी पिछड़ा मुसलमान से आपकी। आपकी असली मोहब्बत तो एफिडेविट में निकल कर आ गई। आपने पिछड़ा मुसलमान को कह दिया कि वो, क्या कहा आपने मैडम? नहीं, पसमानदा नहीं, पसमानदा मुसलमान के बाद फॉरेन ओरिजिन के मोदी जी पसमानदा मुसलमान। क्या मोहब्बत है मोदी जी आपकी पसमानदा मुसलमान से। हाय हाय, पसमानदा मुसलमान देख रहे होंगे उसको कि पसमानदा मुसलमान है तो फॉरेन ओरिजिन का है। फिर राइट टू इक्वालिटी क्या है बताओ। फिर आप बताइए, भाजपा को बताना पड़ेगा कि 1950 प्रेसिडेंशियल ऑर्डर क्या वो रिलीजन के ऊपर बेस नहीं है। आप किस बुनियाद पर मुसलमान को, क्रिश्चियन को एक्सक्लूड कर रहे हैं? वो तो राइट टू इक्वालिटी का खुला वायलेशन है। क्या देश के प्रधानमंत्री और उनकी सरकार भूल गई कि महात्मा गांधी ने इसी मसले पर क्या लिखा था अपने उस वक्त की मैगजीन में, हरिजन मैगजीन में? आपकी मोहब्बत पिछड़े मुसलमान से, वाह क्या मोहब्बत है भाजपा की और मोदी की पिछड़ा मुसलमान से कि उनका ओरिजिन इंडिया का नहीं है, मगर आपको उनकी बड़ी फिक्र है। आप उनके लिए कॉन्क्लेव करेंगे। आपकी मोहब्बत, हमने तो पार्लियामेंट में मैंने कई स्पीचेस दी हैं जिसमें मैंने कहा कि 1950 प्रेसिडेंशियल ऑर्डर को खत्म करना चाहिए, ये रिलीजन न्यूट्रल होना चाहिए।
सर, हिमाचल में भाजपा ने अपने
कहा कि डोंट जज द जज। आप जिस तरीके से जज को जज कर रहे हैं वो सही नहीं है।
देखिए वो बोलेंगे ना, क्योंकि वो नॉमिनेट किए। आपका तो एजेंडा है भाजपा का, जज को तो जजमेंट से जज करेंगे ना। इंडिविजुअल उनके पर्सनली हम नहीं जज कर रहे हैं, उनका जजमेंट उन्होंने दिया था उस पर हम जवाब बोल रहे हैं।
तो सर वो एक पर्टिकुलर इशू को लेके उनका जजमेंट था। आप
हाँ तो इसीलिए हाँ नहीं, I am not.
on a particular
No, I am raising a question. I am raising a question about the independence of the Law Commission, which is supposed to be an independent organization. Their main task is to give independent expert legal advice. In 2018, when Mr. Justice B.S. Chauhan was the chairperson, he said no need for UCC. He said abolish the Hindu undivided family tax rebate. आप क्यों नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर रहे भाई उसको? एक रिपोर्ट आ गई ना आपका, आप क्यों नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर रहे उसको? आपको पेट में हजम नहीं हुआ, आपका मकसद पूरा नहीं हुआ उसमें हिंदुत्व आइडियोलॉजी को इम्प्लीमेंट करने का, तो आपने फिर ये किया। तो
पूरा निकाल देना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए?
क्या
आपकी क्या मांग है कि ये जो चेयरपर्सन है, जो मेंबर्स है,
नहीं आपको देखिए,
नहीं
हम तो ये क्वेश्चन रेज कर रहे हैं। अभी सरकार इसका नोट ले या ना ले, मगर हम तो अपना क्वेश्चन रेज कर रहे हैं, पॉइंट्स हम उठाए हैं।
सर, हिमाचल में भाजपा सरकार ने अपने घोषणा पत्र में जो है यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड
बोल दिया ना?
नहीं सर, हिमाचल पे नहीं।
हिमाचल बोला मैं,
हाँ
बोला मैं, अभी इसमें बोला मैं, सेक्शन 118।
इम्पोर्टेंट है, बीजेपी ने आज एक लिस्ट जारी की है अपने उम्मीदवारों की गुजरात में। इसमें मोरबी की जो टिकट है उसका टिकट काट दिया जो एमएलए है, और कई सारे लोगों का टिकट काट दिया। तो क्या ये दर्शाता है?
वो किसको टिकट काटे ना दे वो उनका इंटरनल मैटर है, मगर मोरबी में जो 150 लोग मरे, जिसमें 50 बच्चे थे और एक 2 साल का बच्चा था, अभी तक जो कंपनी को ये काम लिया गया था उस ब्रिज को सही मेंटेन करने का, चलाने का, उनको अभी तक अरेस्ट नहीं किया गया है। और दूसरी बात यह है कि आपको याद होगा खेड़ा गुजरात में गरबा में एक पत्थर फेंकने के इल्जाम पे मुसलमानों को रोड पे लाकर लटों से मारा गया, जनता को जमा करके। ये कौन सा इंसाफ है आपका कि एक कंपनी जो सिर्फ 12 लाख खर्चा की है, क्या गुजरात की जनता की कीमत 12 लाख है, और आप उनको गरबा में पत्थर फेंकने वालों को रोड पे लाके लटों से मारते हैं, और ये कंपनी जो मौत की जिम्मेदार है 150 लोगों की, जिसमें 50 मासूम बच्चे और एक 2 साल का बच्चा है, आप उनको तो कह रहे हैं कि बेटा हम तुम पे फूल बरसाएंगे, आराम से घर में बैठो। ये कौन सा इंसाफ है आपका?
ये इशू बन सकता है सर, ये कोर्ट में
सवाल। देखिए, इंसान की जान जो होती है ना, वो इशू नहीं है, वो इंसान की जान है। जो लोग अपने रिश्तेदारों को, भाइयों को, बेटों को, बहनों को खोए हैं, हम उनकी तौहीन नहीं कर सकते। आप इंसाफ करिए ना। आप देखिए, मैं आपको एक 2 इंसिडेंट दे रहा हूं आपको, आप खुद जनता फैसला करे।
सर, आसाम गवर्नमेंट में
अभी नहीं, आपने बस अब ये हो गया। और आप ईडब्ल्यू से पूछना है आपको। हाँ बोलिए,
क्या प्रॉब्लम है सर? ईडब्ल्यूएस का रिजर्वेशन दिए, हालांकि 3-2 से वर्डिक्ट आया है, लेकिन आप उसकी खिलाफत में क्यों सर?
इसलिए है क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट में मैंने उसको अपोज किया था, उसके खिलाफ वोट दिया था, और मैंने उसको कहा था कि दिस इज अ फ्रॉड ऑन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। और राज्यसभा में डीएमके और एक पार्टी अपोज करे। तो ये जो पार्टीज जो आज वेलकम कर रहे हैं, ये क्या बताता है मंडल पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में, अम्बेडकरेट पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में? मेरा अपोजिशन इसलिए है, एक प्रिंसिपल के ऊपर है कि पुलिस की ब्रूटैलिटी कौन फेस करता है, एनकाउंटर किसका होता है, कौन पानी जब पीता है तो मौत के घाट उसको उतार दिया जाता है, किसको पीटा जाता है अगर कोई घोड़े पे बैठ के दूल्हा बन के जाता है, और कौन स्कूलों से एक्सक्लूड किया जाता है, किसके घरों को डिमोलिश किया जाता है। इन लोगों को रिजर्वेशन की जरूरत है। सुनिए, सोशल एजुकेशनल बैकवर्डनेस, सोशल इनजस्टिस, दिस इज द क्राइटेरिया ऑफ रिजर्वेशन। और मैं आपको कह रहा हूं कि आप पॉवर्टी को रिजर्वेशन बोल रहे ना, तो आपसे अपील कर रहा हूं और ये सुनने वालों से अपील कर रहा हूं कि रुक्मिनी एस जो मिंट पेपर में थ्रू डेटा उन्होंने बताए, इफ इकोनॉमिक रिजर्वेशन हैव टू बी गिवन, then Muslims should have the first claim because they are the poorest socio-economic community in the country. अच्छा, अब मैं क्यों अपोज करता हूं सुन लो, अब आप जरा आराम से सुनो, क्योंकि आप लोग सब बड़े बड़े ऊपर के लोग हैं, मैं नीचे का हूं। तो फॉरवर्ड कास्ट आर रेयर अमॉन्ग द पोरेस्ट फिफ्थ ऑफ इंडियंस, ओवर रिप्रेजेंटेड अमॉन्ग द रिच। सेकेंड पॉइंट, ईडब्ल्यूएस कौन है? ईडब्ल्यूएस कौन है? प्रधानमंत्री वजीर आजम के ओपिनियन में पूरा इंडिया ईडब्ल्यूएस है। क्यों बोल रहा हूं मैं? क्योंकि एक स्टडी हुई थी, इंडियन ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट सर्वे IHDS, कंडक्टेड बाय नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर अप्लाइड इकोनॉमिक रिसर्च एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मेरीलैंड, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि ऑन एन एवरेज लिटिल ओवर द टॉप 1% ऑफ द कंट्री हैज अ हाउस होल्ड इनकम ऑफ ओवर 8 लाख। अब पूरे हो गए। अच्छा, और एक चीज सुनो आप, SC/ST स्कॉलरशिप की सीलिंग क्या है? 2.5 लाख। आप लोगों की 8 लाख, आप तमाम की 8 लाख, और SC/ST स्कॉलरशिप की 2.5 लाख। तो रेवड़ी किसके लिए रिजर्व हो रही? आप लोगों के रिजर्व हो रही। तो मेरा मानना यह है कि दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप टू एंडिंग रिजर्वेशन फॉर द बैकवर्ड कम्युनिटीज। और आप पढ़िए सुप्रीम कोर्ट का मेजोरिटी जजमेंट, पैराग्राफ 185-187, जस्टिस जे पारदीवाड़ा ने कहा, उन्होंने आई सी दिस एज द फर्स्ट स्टेप टू एंडिंग रिजर्वेशन बैकवर्ड कम्युनिटी। जस्टिस मेजोरिटी जजमेंट जस्टिस पारदीवाड़ा बोल दिए। लेकिन अरे मेरी अम्मा सुनो, आपको मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूं।
So the AIMIM chief questioning the law commission appointment, saying that the new chairman upheld the hijab ban and that he propounded love jihad theory. That's the remark coming in from the AIMIM chief. We'll slip into a very short break for now, but news breaks and updates to continue on the other side.
चूल्हा पहुंचा कि नहीं पहुंचा? अब आप लोग भी लाइटर का टक दबाती हैं, 5 मिनट में चाय, आधे घंटे में रोटी।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS, BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Hema Deshmukh, was present at a mass conversion event.
The
BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but further investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
Tuning in this Thursday afternoon. You're live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Straight up starting with breaking news. This one coming in from Tamil Nadu, where clashes have been reported between the police and the BJP workers. So showdown there that's happened in Tamil Nadu's Dandigul Gangigram, where clashes were witnessed between the BJP and the police officials. In fact, BJP there were claiming that DMK was spooked by PM's visit. So that's a claim that's been made by the BJP, saying that ahead of PM's visit, DMK, the ruling party, is spooked by PM's visit. In fact, the police was seen removing BJP flags from the post. The BJP workers also confronted the Tamil Nadu police as well. Well, those are the dramatic visuals also coming in. These are from Tamil Nadu's Didigal, where you can see the police workers clashing, police officials clashing with the BJP workers ahead of Prime Minister's visit. And we have Varshini reporting live. Varshini, if you could give us more details as to what really transpired to a situation such as this, where clashes erupted between the police officials and the BJP workers.
Well, definitely, yes, Samiksha. In Dindigul district's Gandhigram University's convocation event is happening tomorrow, and the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is the chief guest of the event, and he will be attending it tomorrow. And ahead of his visit to Tamil Nadu, the BJP cadres had planted several BJP party flags on the roads in order to welcome the Prime Minister. And today we saw that the Dindigul district's SP, Bhaskaran, and his team of police officials had arrived at the location, and they had started to remove all those flag posts from that area. When the BJP cadres questioned about the same, the police were very rude to them. As we can see from the video, he's heard shouting that we know what to do, you don't have to tell us, and these kind of words were uttered by the SP himself. And we saw all the flag posts being removed from the area. We can see from the dramatic visuals. The BJP in Dindigul districts claims that this is the act of the DMK government. The police are acting as an extension of the DMK government. They are doing this because the Chief Minister is also an honorary guest in the convocation tomorrow. Since he is also arriving to the same in university, they want to do this to the Prime Minister, is what the BJP is claiming. And at the same time, we can see one or two DMK flags also being placed and in the area, and the police are also making sure that they are taking that in order to convince the BJP cadres and make them move from the area. But for the past couple hours, this whole scuffle has been happening in Dindigul district, where BJP cadres and the police did have a kind of a push.
Das, I'll just come back to you in a moment. We have BJP's SG Surya also. Mr. Surya, how do you view the situation panning out in the state of Tamil Nadu just ahead of Prime Minister's visit?
Well, this is nothing new. They've been doing this for last several months in Tamil Nadu. We can only see that they are scared of BJP's growth. See, all the required permissions were obtained to post the BJP flag post in those areas. We really don't understand why the DSP and other police officials are creating a mayhem there, threatening our cadres. You can see the video how arrogantly the police people behave and threaten our cadres. We will definitely pay back at the right time. For now, we are very eager to give a proper receiving and send off to our Prime Minister, and we'll take the political battle ahead with the DMK government.
All right, and also do you think, because in this video we have the SP on record, he's heard saying that he will remove everything. How do you view this? Do you see that the police officials was probably working at someone's behest, was probably taking order from the higher-ups?
Absolutely no doubt. They are behaving as hooligans of the DMK party, as rightly viewable in the video. And I think they will have to answer it. They cannot escape. We have video evidences now. The police, after getting due permission, they are not supposed to interfere. But if they are doing this, absolutely it is at the behest of the DMK government and the DMK party and the local DMK ministers.
Stay with us. We have Kowai Satyan also of the AIDMK joining us. How do you view the situation, all of this unrest happening just ahead of Prime Minister's visit in the state of Tamil Nadu?
If something happens as per the books of law, in accordance with the law, nobody has the powers to undo the same. And let me remind here, the judiciary had already cautioned many a times that if it is according with the books of law, you cannot use your legitimate powers to which is against it. They have said it against the actions of DMK on many events. In the RSS march, with they sought permission on many such events which is as per the books of law. It in yet another episode that this ruler DMK is trying to use its legitimate powers to prove a point and to set up fake and false narrative to the people that they are mightier than the National Party.
Yes. All right. Thank you for speaking to us. We have Varshini, of course, who's getting us all those live updates. Varshini, what is the situation as of now? Has it been cooled off, or is the situation still tense in this particular area where clashes were reported between the police officials and the BJP workers?
Samiksha, the situation in Dindigul districts definitely seem to be tense because there has been several number of flags that have been planted in the area, in the particular road which leads to the Gandhigram University, and the police are keen on removing every single one of them, and the BJP cadres are also heavily coming, gathering at that area to try and defend their base, since they have already sought permission to plant these flag posts in order to welcome the Prime Minister. And at the same time, the police are also trying to remove the entire area and remove all the flags. Therefore, police have also brought in, heavy number of police officials so that they are able to quickly take action on this, quickly remove everything. So the situation is very, very tense in Dindigul district, and it does not seem like it is going to immediately calm down. Therefore, we'll have to see how, this pans out, if at all the police and the BJP party workers from Dindigul district to come to a mutual agreement or not, since the permission is also sought.
Stay with us. We have Deepti also joining us from the Delhi newsroom. Deepti, if I can get a quick word from you, how do you view this? Does it look from the face of it that probably the SP, the police officials were taking orders from the higher-ups?
That's not a question for me to answer, Samiksha. Why don't we get in the MDMK, who's, an ally of the government there, the ruling DMK Congress combined, that is in power in Tamil Nadu. Now, why is the police here acting as a political pawn? That's a question I want to ask Mr. Kalai Selvaraj. I hope he's still with us. Mr. Selvaraj, can you hear us? Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. But this is whoever it is, the Prime Minister or the top leaders of chief ministers, there is a restriction in Tamil Nadu. Already High Court has given the guidelines for replacing a flag and the banner because a lot of deaths they have been faced last year. There is a lot of restrictions to everyone in the country. The law is same for everyone. If any political party, there is a 50-meter aside, this side and the opposite side, you can have your flag, not beyond that. There is a law passed here, and we are following for all the leaders, political leaders in Tamil Nadu.
Now, you know, what you're saying is that the police there, the SP there is only following the law. Let me get in SG Suraya of the BJP, who continues to stay with us, along with Kovai Satya and also of the ADMK. And I request all of you gentlemen to please be on the phone line. But Mr. Surya, how would you respond to a Karai Selvaraj who says we are only following what the court says?
We clearly see the video of police and the DSP manhandling our Dindigul district president Dandapani. The police here in the video behaves like a gunda. Do you think is it the right way to tell people to remove the flag post? I don't think. Do you think is it the right way for police to behave madly in removing the flag post? Definitely not. Absolutely, all these things are under pressure from the DMK government.
No, can I interfere?
Okay, you reiterate that charge. And you know, Mr. Karai Selvaraj, only for a moment, let's play out these images full frame. And then you tell me if this is the mandate to the cops in your state. The SP's heard saying on camera, sir, that I will remove everything. Is this the only job now of the cops in your state? But you clearly, fail when you have a Coimbatore blast situation happening. And I'm just, linking this because I want to tell you what are the priorities of the cops in your state.
The thing is, the permission is required for any, whether it is a prime minister or chief ministers or any top officials coming, placing a banners and putting a flag. There should be a permission obtained from the district, the superintendent of police. If they are not obtained the permission, and the permission they give to beyond which extent you can place your flags and banners, if you put beyond that, not only here, it happens in Tamil Nadu, police directly come to the place. Even the flag hosting, a normal flag hosting in the street corner.
But the police will tell the party. They will tell the party in question. No, Mr. Selvaraj, that is what the BJP is saying. They will not go there to the spot and start uprooting everything and say that we will remove everything, or they become political players. That's the only limited points that I'm making.
No, not at all. It's not that they would have called whoever the leaders that obtained permission from the police. They will call and they'll ask him to remove the flag beyond the limit if they place. If that is the case, if they are not responding to the police request, definitely the police have every right to remove the flag. It is common.
Interesting, you're batting for your state cops, but you do not have answers when the same cops fail on a Coimbatore blast, a case that is so serious. But that's a debate that we'll keep on another day. For the moment, gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking to us on Republic, and Varshini also for breaking everything that we have learned so far on that huge political controversy breaking out in Tamil Nadu. We're shifting our focus to our next breaking update coming in. This is Sharad Reddy and Vinoy Babu, the two accused who've been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi liquor scam case. We are putting out their first pictures on your screens any moment now. There you can see both the accused. They were earlier produced in the Rouse Avenue court. You see the first pictures here of the two accused. A significant arrest that has been made in the entire case by the Enforcement Directorate, and many would now say that it's only a matter of time that you have more arrests in the entire case and the agencies begin to connect the dot. Now, these two people are identified as Sharad Reddy and Vinoy Babu, the two accused who've been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate after you have seen the agency there undergoing interrogations also in the state. Piyush, now tell me the specific role of these two people that we see on our screens, Sharad Reddy and Vinoy Babu, and we are learning that the ED is going to be seeking their remand too.
Well, certainly, GP, it's important to understand as to how these people are very much important as far as this entire case is concerned. Remember that ED has been carrying out its investigation for the last many days and have arrested a few people in this entire case. And during the course of investigation, ED has found the links of Sharad Reddy and Vinod Babu in the liquor policy case, and both are the biggest, and those have been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. They have now been produced before the court. What we are now learning is that the ED is going to seek their custody for thorough investigation into this case. It is also important to understand that ED is trying to understand the people who were behind the formation.
Understand the people who were behind the formation and also implementation of the excise policy in national capital. Earlier, Samir Mahindra of Indo Spirits was also arrested by ED. In fact, raids were also conducted at his residence. CBI is also investigating this entire case. Vijay Nair, on whose directions the businessmen and bureaucrats were exchanging money, were receiving the gains, and also that was being allegedly being transferred to Aam Aadmi Party. That connection is being probed by Central Bureau of Investigation. Now these two people have been arrested by ED after the kind of interrogation which Enforcement Directorate has done so far. We'll have to wait and watch how the further investigation in this case, in excise policy case, is going to proceed. If we talk about this entire case, remember that today itself a very big startling letter of Manish Sisodia's OAC has also come out, where he has written a letter to the Delhi's excise commissioner seeking the details, seeking the documents of the entire excise policy, and that letter was written on 30th of September. We'll have to wait and watch how the BJP is going to further look into this entire case. But right now we are showing the pictures of these two accused who have now been produced in court. ED is going to seek their remand for the further investigation.
And clearly no answers yet from the Aam Aadmi Party on these very, very serious charges, as always, Piyush. But why don't you stay with us? You earlier spoke to Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP and listened in very, very carefully to how he says that this is just the beginning of a lot more reality coming to fore.
This is an attempt to sabotage, interfere, obstruct the process of law in the Sharab Ghotala, where the accused number one misuses, abuses his official position to get access to the files where he has done corruption. Imagine a situation where a criminal gets access to his own files of corruption or crimes. Is that tenable? It can't be allowed. Not just is it a conflict of interest, a conflict of law, a violation of principles of natural justice, law and constitution, but this is a criminal act, and therefore Mr. Sisodia should have been sacked as a minister on day one by Mr. Kejriwal. The very fact that he was retained as a minister was so that he could interfere in the process of the law and try to save and protect and patronize the Sharab Ghotala mafias. And you're seeing one after the other when action is taking place. Vijay Nair has not got relief. There are people who are being arrested. There are people who are being questioned. The people who are not getting relief from court of law. So is this the attempt to sabotage the probe? And may I also remind you that Satyendra Jain was a minister despite him being in jail for 4.5 months, and we have seen how he used or abused rather his official position inside TR jail to extort money, to defend some people, to use his money for patronizing corruption. And now the same thing is being done by Manish Sisodia after this disclosure and this letter and this note where files are being sought on a pen drive have been put out by Republic. I think it is untenable for Mr. Manish Sisodia to continue as the Deputy Chief Minister. He should have been sacked long back. He should be sacked as of now. And Mr. Kejriwal must answer the specific questions we've asked him. He's not answered a specific question on Sharab Ghotala at all. But now the RTI shows 2,500 crore loss. An attempt is being made by official position holders like the ministers to sabotage the probe. Mr. Kejriwal, घोटाला किया, अब आप घोटाले बाजों को बचा रहे.
You are seeking his resignation, but you also spoke about Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal continues to give Manish Sisodia a clean chit. Do you think that he can ever be sacked?
His clean chit, Mr. Kejriwal's clean chit matters zilch. It does not matter because the courts of law don't feel that way. The courts of law, when Mr. Kejriwal said Kattar Imandar for Satyendra Jain, have kept him in jail for 4.5 months, have not given him bail. When the courts of law, when Mr. Kejriwal said no Sharab Ghotala happened, have allowed people like Vijay Nair and others to remain in jail because they feel that there is substantial proof in the Sharab Ghotala. And if there was no proof and this was all a hoax, then why haven't in so many months they been able to quash the FIR?
So the BJP says that this is the same party that said it's going to be fighting against corruption, and today it's mired in that very same charge. This is also our colleague Aishwarya in conversation with the Union Minister Anurag Thakur, who at the moment is campaigning in the state of Himachal. But he says in Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party is fully cornered and they will have to respond to these charges.
अनुराग जी, जब ये शुरू हुआ था तो सत्येंद्र जैन के ऊपर जैसे ही एक्शन हुआ उन्होंने कहा कि मतलब हिमाचल इलेक्शन हो रहा है, मतलब इसलिए हो रहा है। अब जो भी होता है वो कह रहे हैं गुजरात इलेक्शन हो रहा है, मतलब इसलिए हो रहा है। तो वो तो कहते हैं चाहे वो मतलब हवा का पोल्यूशन हो जिसकी वजह से आज आप अपनी 2 सभा संबोधित नहीं कर पा रहे, या फिर ये जो करप्शन हो, ये जो लिकर स्कैम है, क्योंकि वो फ्री बिजली की बात थी, वो बिजली का फ्री दारू पे कब फ्री हो गया वो कहते हैं ही नहीं कुछ।
देखिए, इनका मॉडल ऐसा ही है, ये झूठे आरोप लगाकर फिर माफी मांगना, इनकी 8 साल की राजनीति में आपको देखने को मिलेगा। किससे माफी नहीं मांगी अरविंद केजरीवाल ने, आप रिकॉर्ड निकालिए। कब कब झूठ नहीं बोला अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने, आप रिकॉर्ड निकालिए। ये अपने आप में इन्होंने केवल, जैसे मैंने कहा, राजनीति को प्रदूषित करने का काम किया है। झूठ बोलना, आरोप लगाना, फिर माफिया मांगना।
पर अभी तो उससे ऊपर हो गया अनुराग जी, मंत्री हैं, लिकर स्कैम में एक्यूज्ड है, सीबीआई सवाल पूछ रही है, मंत्री फाइल मंगा रहा है उसी स्कैम की।
इससे बड़ा दुर्भाग्य देश का क्या होगा। और ये वो लोग हैं जो 2014 में ये कहते थे कि हम भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़ेंगे, आंदोलन लड़ेंगे, इंडिया अगेंस्ट करप्शन की बात करते थे। और करप्शन के दलदल में, भ्रष्टाचार के दलदल में कोई डूबा है तो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी और आम आदमी पार्टी डूबी है।
So you just heard the response that's coming from Anurag Thakur, and do remember the other story that Republic has broken is vis-a-vis Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. Now what the charges are, and in fact a letter that is in possession with Republic actually clearly underlines how during the interrogation, as you had the agencies perusing through the files of this entire case, you had Manish Sisodia's Chief Secretary who's actually writing to the department that is looking at these files saying, I want all papers about the excise policy on a pen drive, something that the BJP now believes is a clear conflict of interest. At a point, Aishwarya, as you also join us now, take that story ahead. And I do know that you are in Himachal, you're getting us the last minute campaign that's picking up steam, Aishwarya. But what's happening vis-a-vis the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi has also echoed in Himachal, and later I'm sure that's going to be, echoing also in Gujarat.
Well, it's non-existential. On ground. Deepthi on ground. On ground, Deepthi on ground. It's a fight between the BJP and the Congress. I'll request my camera person to come along. It's a fight between the BJP and the Congress. The Aam Aadmi Party is non-existential as far as Himachal Pradesh is concerned. You see Anurag Thakur looking on both sides. It's a busy market in Hamirpur. Anurag Thakur, an ambulance is right here, right next, and he is wishing everyone. He doesn't want any trouble, so he's meeting people here on both sides of the street of Hamirpur. These are live visuals. And as far as the Aam Aadmi Party, Deepthi, you are asking, and I'm categorically stating, the vote share percentage might be somewhere between 5 to 6%, but they are non-existential. As far as seats are concerned, it's a tough fight between the Congress and the BJP. There is a fight. तो बिल्कुल फाइट है कांग्रेस और बीजेपी के बीच में, कांटे की टक्कर है, इसको नकारा नहीं जा सकता. बट देन कम्स द मोदी फैक्टर, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी का वो फैक्टर जो कि बीजेपी के पास एक एस है. अनुराग जी, चारों ओर लोग ही लोग हैं, और ये आप देख रहे हैं किस तरीके से यहाँ पे पूरी भरी मार्केट में हमीरपुर का ये रोड शो निकल रहा है अनुराग ठाकुर के लिए. दीप्ति, जैसा कि मैं बता रहा था, ये टक्कर की फाइट है बीजेपी और कांग्रेस के बीच. यहाँ पे आम आदमी पार्टी ऑन ग्राउंड नहीं है, लेकिन कांग्रेस टक्कर दे रही है बीजेपी को, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया. बट देन कम्स द प्राइम मिनिस्टर फैक्टर, और जैसे ही पीएम मोदी का फैक्टर आता है, कांग्रेस के पास कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव नहीं है, कांग्रेस के पास कोई टक्कर देने के लिए नहीं है. लोग अपनी दुकान छोड़ के, ये देखिए, लोग अपनी दुकान छोड़ रहे हैं just to one hug, one glimpse, 1 second with Anurag Thakur. People are coming out. He's greeting women, children, kids, elders, youngsters. जो भी आ रहा है वो सब, because this is not only his constituency. ये सिर्फ इन्हीं का क्षेत्र या फिर इन्हीं का constituency नहीं, ऊपर हो चाहे नीचे हो, लोग छज्जों पे खड़े हैं, यहाँ पे इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि they will catch a glimpse. लेकिन ये बात बीजेपी के नेता भी ऑन कैमरा ना माने, बट उन्हें भी मालूम है ऑन ग्राउंड कांग्रेस और बीजेपी और कांग्रेस के बीच टक्कर है. आम आदमी पार्टी चाहे जितना मर्जी बोल ले, कि हम ये कर रहे हैं वो कर रहे हैं। अगर आप जनता से बात करें तो आपको क्लियर फील आती है कि ये जो लड़ाई है वो बीजेपी और कांग्रेस के बीच में है। बीजेपी इतिहास रचना चाहती है। बीजेपी wants to make history by getting victorious again, back to back in Himachal, in the hilly state of Himachal. And you see people come and meet अनुराग ठाकुर है, ये इनकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है, इनका एरिया है, इनकी पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है, रोड शो है। आज से अनुराग जी लोग निकल
ये इनका प्रेम स्नेह है जिन्होंने 4 बार मुझे यहाँ से लोकसभा का सांसद बनाया और हमीरपुर में तो घर भी है, सब अपने घर परिवार के ही है। तो सबसे बड़ी बात है कि यहीं से मैं 4 बार लोकसभा का सांसद भी बना हूँ और इसका प्रमुख कारण है स्थानीय जनता से लगाव और सीधा जुड़ाव होना।
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी। मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है?
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Beto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special this Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister, Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Jammat-e-Islami, was present at a mass conversion event.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but before the investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site, and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister, Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Jammat-e-Islami, was present at a mass conversion event.
Good afternoon and thank you for staying with Republic. You're watching the news at 3 p.m. I'm Suesha Samant, and we cut across to some breaking inputs that are just coming in on the liquor gate scandal, as this is the second explosive revelation in the liquor gate case. Draft liquor policy that has been found in the email of the accused. Those are the details that are just coming in, as the liquor firm official had the draft policy, where the Enforcement Directorate has now said that he had no business to have the draft policy in the first place. Two accused who have been arrested, that include Sharad Reddy and Binoy Babu, are in ED custody in connection with the Delhi liquor scam case. They were produced in the Rouse Avenue court, and we'll try and put out those pictures. But if I could also bring in my colleague Shaman, who's tracking all the details very closely. Shaman, tell us more about this email, its content, and most importantly, details of the draft liquor policy and what the ED has said on this.
Well, in fact, this is a fresh twist in the liquor gate. We're now being told that the Enforcement Directorate, which had already called both these accused for questioning in the past, had actually gone through their email extraction. Now, it turns out that a copy of that draft liquor policy was found from the email of Binay Babu. Now, Binay Babu has been placed under arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, the defense in the court is basically raising this question that he is a witness in this particular case as far as the CBI is concerned. So why exactly has he been placed under arrest? But the fact of the matter is that in the course of the investigation, the Enforcement Directorate has come across this massive revelation. The fact that the draft policy was found from his email, and the fact here is that this falls in line with the allegation that some people, apart from the government, who are basically private players, they played an important role in drafting this entire liquor policy in a manner which essentially led to the cartelization. The very allegation that has been leveled by the LG and the Vigilance Department, that this was drafted in a manner which only select few players benefited out of it, and that is exactly what is now coming out from the investigation that has been carried out so far. Now, what is important to point out here, Suesha, is that two arrests have been made. One is Binay Babu, and the other happens to be another big name, Sharad Reddy. Both of them have been examined in the past by the Enforcement Directorate, but now Enforcement Directorate, while producing both of them before the court, has made the startling revelation that the draft policy was found from the email of one of the accused. And the second thing, there was another panel report which is also found from the possession of one of the accused. So that is the reason why we are saying that this is a big twist in this entire investigation that's been carried out. Enforcement Directorate now has told the court that none of these accused had any business to do with the draft policy. So how exactly did they manage to get their hands on the draft liquor policy, and whether at all they played an instrumental role in drafting that very liquor policy is something that they are examining at this point in time, that they are investigating. So this comes on a day when there are also mounting allegations against the accused number one in this particular case, which happens to be the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia. Earlier in the day, reports also came in. In fact, we have also accessed that letter that was allegedly written by the OST of the Deputy Chief Minister, asking the Excise Department to basically hand over the documents, certain documents related to the draft policy, that too in a pen drive. It turns out that the same very documents were actually asked by the Central Bureau of Investigation and the Enforcement Directorate for further perusal, and that is exactly why more questions are now being raised about the role that the Deputy Chief Minister has played. Now, with the Enforcement Directorate telling the court that they have actually come across that very draft policy from the possession of one of the accused, it only goes on to make life much more difficult for the Deputy Chief Minister.
Absolutely, Shavan, and even these two accused who are under the scanner, because the charges also being levelled of how they were connected with one of the biggest importers of foreign alcohol, and at that time the Delhi government had claimed that this is needed for tourists, and there was an abrupt decision to reduce the price of imported beer. So all these angles that are really being looked at by the Enforcement Directorate as far as the role of the accused are concerned, and the connection with the Delhi government having all this on their email, is certainly revealing a lot more. Shavan, I want to thank you at the moment for giving out these details. We keep coming back to you for more on the same. And time now for the top 50 stories of the day, beginning with the first one. Today is the last day of campaigning in Himachal Pradesh for 68-member Himachal Pradesh Assembly that goes to polls on the 12th of November. It's a high decibel campaign that is taking place today for the three-cornered fight between the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, while Congress is banking on the anti-incumbency wave. The Aam Aadmi Party is all set to make inroads in Himachal Pradesh.
जनता पार्टी की सरकार है। 10 साल तक सोनिया मनमोहन सरकार चली। पाकिस्तान से आए दिन आलिया मालिया जमालिया घुस जाते थे, हमारे जवानों के सर काटकर ले जाते थे, अपमानित करते थे। मौनी बाबा मनमोहन सिंह उफ नहीं करते, हिम्मत नहीं थी। मोदी जी की सरकार आई, उरी और पुलवामा में हमला किया। पाकिस्तान वाले भूल गए कि अब कांग्रेस की सरकार नहीं है, भाजपा की सरकार आ गई, और वो भी भूल गए कि प्रधानमंत्री मौनी बाबा मनमोहन सिंह नहीं है, नरेंद्र मोदी जी है।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has stated that the Uniform Civil Code will be implemented first if BJP retains power in Himachal Pradesh.
माताओं, भाइयों, बहनों, हमारे घोषणा पत्र के अंदर हमने कॉमन सिविल कोड का वादा किया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी बनते ही, सरकार बनते ही कॉमन सिविल कोड पूरे हिमाचल में लागू पड़ जाएगा। किसानों को मोदी जी जो 6,000 रुपया भेज रहे हैं, उसमें छोटे किसानों को 3,000 रुपया और राज्य सरकार देगी। सेब की पैकेजिंग सामग्री पर जीएसटी को 12% तक सीमित कर दिया जाएगा।
Union Minister Anurag Thakur is leading BJP campaign in Himachal Pradesh. While speaking to Republic, Anurag Thakur exuded confidence that the BJP will certainly retain power, adding that the Aam Aadmi Party has no footprint in Himachal Pradesh and that the Congress is synonymous when it comes to corruption.
जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने पिछले 5 वर्षों में जयराम जी के नेतृत्व में शानदार काम यहाँ पे किया, और जो प्रोजेक्ट कांग्रेस ने सारे रुकवा कर रखे थे विकास के कार्य, उनको तीव्र गति से पूरा भी करवाया। और हिमाचल प्रदेश को जितना मोदी जी ने दिया है, वो शायद कांग्रेस कई वर्षों में भी नहीं दे पाई।
Union Minister Anurag Thakur addresses a rally via phone as he could not reach the rally venue due to poor weather.
न केवल पंजाब, हरियाणा, दिल्ली को नुकसान हुआ है, लेकिन ये अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आरोप बड़े बड़े लगाते थे, लेकिन इनकी दोनों सरकारों ने
On the last day of campaigning in Himachal Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath has said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, terrorism will not be tolerated. Incumbent Chief Minister Jairam Thakur spoke to Republic exclusively. During the conversation, he expressed confidence that Lotus will bloom again in the state of Himachal Pradesh.
देखिए, जिस पार्टी का नेतृत्व पूरे देश में ये सारी चीज़ के लिए जाना जाता है कि फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट इतना बेहतरीन ढंग से वर्तमान सरकार में चल रहा है, केंद्र सरकार में और प्रदेश सरकार में, यहाँ से पहले कभी नहीं हुआ। क्या कहना चाहते हैं कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा है उनको, और उनको इस बात को समझना चाहिए। इस मुद्दे को लेकर के, जिस मुद्दे को एक ही मुद्दा पकड़ के रखा है, उनको लग रहा है यही उनकी जो है वो बेहतरीनी पार करेगा। कोई बात नहीं, उसमें चुनाव के लिए जो सूटेबल मुद्दा होता है उसी को लोग पकड़ते हैं, राजनीतिक दल पकड़ते हैं, उन्होंने पकड़ा है। लेकिन पहले इस बात का जवाब देने की वो जुर्रत कर रहे हैं, हिम्मत करें कि ओपीएस बंद क्यों की थी, कांग्रेस ने बंद की थी।
While campaigning in Simla, the Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has stated that Himachal Pradesh needs double-engine sarkar for quick implementation of developmental projects.
जनता के पास जाओ और जो डबल इंजन सरकार बोलते हैं, राज्य सरकार भी बीजेपी का और केंद्र सरकार का भी बीजेपी का, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का नेतृत्व में जितने भी अच्छे जनता की भलाई के लिए कामकाज हो रही है, उन सबको परिचय करने के लिए एक मौका समझ करके चुनाव के अभियान कैंपेन चलाते हैं.
BJP released the first list of candidates for Gujarat after the CEC meet. While Bhupendra Patel will contest from Katlodia, Morbi candidate has replaced the following after the tragedy that claimed 135 lives.
लोडिया श्री भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी, विधानसभा नंबर 1 अबडासा श्री प्रद्युमन सिंह महीपत सिंह जाडेजा, विधानसभा क्रमांक 2 मांडवी श्री अनिरुद्ध भाईलाल दवे, विधानसभा क्रमांक 3 भुज श्री केशवलाल शिवदास भाई पटेल केशु भाई, विधानसभा क्रमांक 4 अंजार श्री त्रिकम भाई बीजल भाई छांगा.
BJP has replaced the candidate for Morbi constituency after the tragedy. 5 Gujarat ministers, including the MLA from Morbi, has been denied a ticket for the upcoming assembly polls in December. Cricketer Ravindra Jadeja's wife, Rivaba Jadeja, is all set to contest the upcoming assembly elections in Gujarat. BJP has fielded Rivaba from the Jamnagar North constituency. The Hubli Dharwad Municipal Corporation has granted permission to celebrate Tipu Jayanti at Idgah Maidan in Hubli today. The decision to grant permission was taken in a meeting that was attended by members and the chairperson of the Civic Body Standing Committee.
सभी महापुरुषों के साथ टीपू सुल्तान का कंपेयर करना गलत है, इसलिए हमने कर्नाटक के हुबली चन्नम्मा मैदान में जो टीपू सुल्तान की जयंती का अनुमति दिया है, इसको विरोध में प्रतिभटन कर रहे हैं. हम किसी की तरफ से टीपू सुल्तान जयंती नहीं करने देंगे.
AIMIM factions are divided over Tipu Jayanti celebrations at the ground, while AIMIM Dharwad District Joint Secretary, who had applied for permission, expressed happiness. AIMIM District President has voiced dissent over Tipu Jayanti celebrations at the Idgah Maidan in Hubli.
इससे पहले हम लोगों ने सब मिल के मीटिंग किए थे. मीटिंग करने के बाद में मेरा लेटर में देने के लिए बोले थे परमिशन के लिए. वो देने के बाद में एक हफ्ते के बाद जो कल परमिशन दिया जा रहा है, वो टाइम में वो लोग आके ऐसा बात करके कुछ डिस्टर्बेंस करने की कोशिश करें.
Security has been deployed all across the 3 gates at Hubli Idgah. The Congress has opposed Tipu Jayanti celebrations at Hubli's Idgah, citing law and order situation. NIA raids are underway in at least 40 locations, including Chennai in Coimbatore blast case. The properties of the suspects and supporters related to the blast are being searched by the NIA. Tightening its noose in the Liquorgate case, ED has arrested 2 accused in the multi-crore scam. Now, according to officials, Sharath Reddy, the managing director of Aurobindo Pharma, and Binoy Babu have been arrested over money laundering charge. Conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar has written yet another letter to the Delhi LG. In the letter to the LG, the conman has sought transfer to another jail, citing threat and abuse by senior jail officials. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court. In the affidavit filed, the Delhi government said bureaucrats have not been attending meetings, not taking calls, and have been disobeying orders of ministers. The affidavit further went on to say that the problem has worsened with the appointment of the Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena that happened earlier this year. A follower of Dera Sacha Sauda, Pardeep Singh, who was shot dead in Kotkapura in Punjab in the early hours of the morning. Reports also suggest how 5 unidentified men had opened fire on him as Pradeep was going towards his shop, which he was about to open. Pradeep Kumar is an accused in the Bargari sacrilege case. In a big setback to actor Jacqueline Fernandez, Delhi court reserved the order on regular bail plea. In today's hearing, the Enforcement Directorate opposed the bail plea, stating that the accused could tamper with evidence or leave the country. The court, in all likelihood, will be pronouncing the order on the bail plea on Friday in the 200 crore money laundering case. Supreme Court will hear the demand for continuation of the Shivling Protection Order on November 11 at 3 p.m. The matter was mentioned before CJI D.Y. Chandrachud by Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain on behalf of Hindu plaintiffs for urgent listing. In a mega crackdown on banned organization Jammat-e-Islami, state investigation agency carried out raids on Jammat-e-Islami in Shopian district. Furthermore, 9 properties of Jammat-e-Islami linked to terror funding were also seized. Forces intensify crackdown on terror. 3 Jaish terrorists were arrested and a huge cache of arms and ammunition were recovered from terrorists. The terrorists have been identified as Muhammad Yasin, Farhan Farooq and Farooq Ahmed and have now been sent to 6-day custody. In a major controversy that erupted in Tamil Nadu ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Dindigul Gandhigram University scheduled for Friday, police officers were seen taking down BJP flags from posts planted by BJP workers, following which a scuffle broke out between officers and party workers. Mumbai police has issued a terror alert in the city from November 13 to December 12, now stating that drones and small planes likely could be used to target VVIPs and other prominent places in the city. A mega showdown erupted in Kerala's capital Thiruvananthapuram as BJP workers took to the streets to protest against the Pinarayi government. Police resorted to using water cannons against the protesters. In a big claim by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who has now said that arms are being brought in to the state from Bihar in a bid to disrupt law and order situation in the state, Mamata's comment has now sparked a fresh row. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi took a jibe at the centre over the appointment of the new chairman of Law Commission of India, further hitting out at the new chairman for misrepresenting the translation of verses of the Quran, for comparing schools to army camps and for upholding the hijab ban. ED conducted raids in connection with illegal mining at TRS Minister Gangula Kamlakar's residence in Karim Nagar. Multi-location ED raids were conducted at Karim Nagar and Hyderabad in connection with a granite. In yet another explosive revelation in the Liquorgate case, draft liquor policy that was found in accused Binoy Babu's email. The liquor firm official had the draft liquor policy, and the Enforcement Directorate has now said that the accused had no business to have the draft liquor policy in the first place. 2 women were brutally thrashed and their private parts were burnt by one of the women's relatives after they were suspected to be lesbians. This happened in West Bengal's Murshidabad district. The incident came to light after survivors filed a complaint in Sagardigi police station against 2 of their relatives who assaulted them with iron rods, branding them as lesbians. 10 people were reported dead and several others injured when a fire swept through cramped lodgings of foreign workers in the Maldives capital, that is Malé. Furthermore, of the 10 reported dead, 9 were Indian nationals. Taking stock of the tragedy, the Indian High Commission released a statement saying that they are in close touch with Maldivian authorities. President Joe Biden celebrated his party's win in high-stakes midterm elections, hailing it as a good day for democracy and for America. Biden made the comments during a White House news conference as votes across the nation were still being counted and control of Congress remained in the balance.
And it was a good day, I think, for democracy. And I think it was a good day for America. Excuse me, I have a little hoarse. Our democracy has been tested in recent years, but with their votes, the American people have spoken and proven once again that democracy is who we are. The states across the country saw a record voter turnout. And the heart and soul of our democracy, the voters, the poll workers, the election officials, they did their job and they fulfilled their duty. And apparently without much interference at all, without any interference, it looks like. And that's a testament, I think, to the American people. While we don't know all the results yet, at least I don't know them all yet, here's what we do know. While the press and the pundits are predicting a giant red wave, it didn't happen. And I know you were somewhat miffed by my
And we cut across to breaking news that are just coming in of the Congress party honoring controversial 1984 riot accused Jagdish Titler by accommodating him on Congress's Delhi team for the MCD polls. This comes 2 days after Sikhs had revolted against Kamal Nath in Indore. This is a decision that has been taken by the top brass of the Congress party. Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor, now with us on the phone line. Abhishek, what is the Congress really trying to do by taking Jagdish Titler in for the MCD polls? The message that the Congress is trying to put out?
Well, Suresha, I think this is clearly a case of Congress party revealing the shallowness of its talent, the shallowness of its strategic thinking, and the shallowness of its decision making. If Jagdish Titler keeps reappearing on his, if Jagdish
Titler keeps reappearing on these kind of lists, I think it's clear that the Congress party really has no brains trust left. The kind of damage this can cause, and also we have to understand that apart from perception issues it creates, I think this can cause serious electoral damage also. And if that is beyond the understanding of the Congress party, then really, it's for them to understand how and why these names keep appearing. Another one is in prison, and Jagdish Titler, though of course, not immediately facing any heat from any of those legal cases that are still pending. The fact of the matter is that the 1984 riot accused or someone who was involved and his name to be there in the MCD election committee list clearly shows that the Congress party has really left this kind of strategic thinking that has in fact left that space altogether to people who don't understand the nuances, the dynamics, and remember Delhi being the epicenter and hotbed of 1984 riots. It's clear that for them to be bringing in Jagdish Titler's name again clearly suggests that there is no oversight left in the Congress party. Another example, like we have seen in the case of Gujarat, in the case of Himachal, another example of absolute desertion of all strategic thinking within the Congress party and its think tanks.
Absolutely, Abhishek, and the list that has just been put out by the AICC, where Jagdish Titler has been made a member of the Pradesh Election Committee for the Municipal Corporation of Delhi 2022. He is listed at number 8. So clearly a thought of decision as far as the top brass of the Congress party is concerned, and this again, like you said, could have very serious implications, especially because at a time like this, what is the message that the Congress is trying to put out to its voters?
Well, I was going beyond that, Suresha. Whether the Congress party or the brains trust within the Congress party even applies its mind as to what consequences can follow of this kind of decision making. It's not just about a breaking news development or, a media perception getting created, but it's about what people on the ground are going to think about Congress party's decision making, its stance, its overall position on 1984. Remember, this is the same Congress party which wanted to take credit for Sardar Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister issuing an apology on what happened in 1984, and now, as can be seen on the screens, Jagdish Titler's name finding mention at number 8 in the Congress's list, which is the election committee announced for managing the Municipal Corporation of Delhi elections, which are to happen on December 5, I believe, in the state. And this is the first time that is the MCD is having an election after the merger, which happened earlier this year, and of course after the delimitation, which has reduced the number of wards from about 278 to just 250. But I think besides the point, the fact that the Congress party has not been in power in the municipal corporations for 3 terms in a row, and in the state assembly itself for 2 terms in a row, is not making them think perhaps why this has happened. And now to add to its own difficulties and perhaps, as I said, absolute zero thinking on what electoral consequences can follow. Remember, it's a very sensitive issue of a level where Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister had to issue the apology, and despite that, if Jagdish Titler's name keeps appearing, reappearing, as I said, shallowness of talent, absolute absence of oversight of the top leadership, and clearly a case of missing strategic thinking, if I could say, on the part of the Congress leadership at the state unit level as also at the national level, to be doing something as preposterous as this, including Jagdish Titler in decision making, knowing fully well that while one Sajjan Kumar is still in jail, another Jagdish Titler, whose name gets colored with 1984 in the minds of people, in the minds of the electorate, and still for the Congress party to be, rehabilitating him in this manner is beyond imagination if you are just talking electoral politics when it comes to Delhi and the Delhi electorate. Suesha.
Absolutely, and we track every development very closely. Again, Abhishek, like you're saying, well thought of decision, could not have been abrupt, but then again, what is the perception that the Congress is trying to create here? We'll leave it at that, Abhishek. Slipping into a very short commercial break. Also for our viewers, a quick check of the other big stories we're tracking this afternoon. Yes, 9 Indians have been reported dead in a fire mishap that happened in Maldives. Several others injured. And it's a mega Owaisi versus Mutalik face-off over Tipu Jayanti celebrations at Idgah.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Afraid of diabetes and its complications?
होप खत्म हो गई थी. मुझे लगता था यार ये क्या लाइफ है?
Is diabetes a serious epidemic?
200 million people are at risk of developing diabetes.
So one should always think that what really works for them.
Technology is the only way we can solve this problem for India.
Beto is a one-stop solution for anything diabetes.
Watch India Beats Diabetes with Beto, a World Diabetes Day special this Saturday and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on Republic TV.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
Thane police is sending notice to NCPs Jitendra and some action could be taken soon as well. Border security forces shoot down Pakistan drone in Firozpur.
Two people have been arrested in connection with the ex-IB officer Kulkarni's murder, seeming like an accident, but before the investigation has revealed that it is a murder.
Mr. Sisodia now returning the Ghazipur landfill site and he has inspected the entire area. The earthquake hit Nepal. These tremors have also been felt in the state of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh as well. Noida was also shook.
Job seekers are on the roads demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. However, the police is using all means to stop all these protests, and they are using force at one hand. They are detaining these students. For now, prime aim of the police is to remove these job seekers and protesters from all these locations where they are protesting.
The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids of a TRS, BC Welfare and Civil Supplies Minister, Gangula Kamalakar.
The streets of Kolkata, job seekers protesting and police detaining the job seekers.
Another incident of Hindu insult by Congress came to light in Chhattisgarh. A mayor from the party, Amit, was present at a mass conversion event.
The BJP Yuva Morcha protest against Satish Jarkiholi in Bengaluru.
From the first rally spot of Anurag Thakur, this is Shimla Grameen. People here, women, children, youngsters, elders have come out. First time I'm seeing early in the morning.
Tipu Jayanti celebrations, there has been a low-key response for this entire celebrations in the Hubli Idgah Maidan.
The BJP is taking out a massive protest outside the corporation demanding resignation of the mayor of Thiruvananthapuram.
Very good afternoon and thank you for staying tuned. You're watching the news at 3:30. I'm Suesha Samant, and the big story that is leading the headlines at this hour is how the Congress has decided to honor controversial 1984 riot accused Jagdish Titler by accommodating him on Congress's Delhi team for the MCD polls. This has come 2 days after Sikhs had revolted against Kamal Nath in Indore. AICC having released that list where Jagdish Titler has been made a part of the Pradesh Election Committee. Manjinder Singh Sirsa is with me on the phone line. Mr. Sirsa, your reaction to Jagdish Titler's inclusion by the Congress party yet again, this time for the MCD polls?
देखिए, ये कोई नया नहीं है। कांग्रेस का 1984 के काफिलों के प्रति प्रेम जो है वो बार बार आपने देखा है। जब भी चुनाव आता है तो वो उनका प्रेम झलकता है और 1984 के काफिलों को अपने गले से लगाते हैं। उसका बड़ा कारण क्या है कि जो बहुत समय से गांधी परिवार ने 1984 के कत्लेआम में जिन लोगों को इस्तेमाल किया था, आज उनको छोड़ नहीं पा रही, उनको अपने से दूर नहीं कर सकते। उनके दो कारण है। एक, उनको पता अगर अपने से दूर करेंगे तो ये जाकर सब कुछ बाहर बोलेंगे और उनके गले में भी बाद में प्रॉब्लम खड़ी होगी। और दूसरा, इनकी जो फॉलोइंग 1984 के आप उनको लगता है कि ये फॉलोइंग से हमें लाभ मिलता है। अगर इनको हम हाईलाइट करते हैं, कंट्रोवर्सी दिखाते हैं, तो हमें हमारी वोट में लाभ मिलता है। तो कांग्रेस तो वोटों के लिए आप देखिए सिखों के कातलों को गले लगा रही है। इससे बड़ी बात आप समझ सकते हैं कि इस देश में दुर्गति क्या हो सकती है किसी पार्टी की।
But clearly, Mr. Sirsa, this in and out happening over and over again, where they start giving these controversial leaders prominence and then they understand the kind of anger that mounts and then they sideline them for a bit. But what exactly is the perception that the Congress is trying to create? And then again, this time, his inclusion in the MCD polls. Any peculiar message that the Congress is trying to put out in Delhi?
See, that is more shocking. That what message actually wants to draw, what message they want to give to the voter. So what I feel is that there are two things that they want to give a conclusive message to the agencies and to the courts that हम कातलों के साथ खड़े हैं, खड़े थे, खड़े हैं और खड़े रहेंगे। तो that's what I feel. उनका एक स्ट्रॉन्ग मैसेज ये है कि ये कातलों को हम छोड़ने वाले नहीं है, इसलिए कोई एजेंसी इनको हाथ ना लगा सके। उसके लिए वो चुनाव में भी कोई परवाह नहीं करते, क्योंकि उनको गांधी परिवार को लगता है कि इससे हमारा सीधा नुकसान होगा। अगर जगदीश टाइटलर पकड़ा गया, पहले कमलनाथ जेल में है और एक आदमी और जेल में गया, तो ये सब कुछ बोल देंगे। इसलिए वो चुनाव को भी दरकिरार करार के मुझे लग रहा है कि सब तक इसलिए जा रहे हैं।
All right, Manjinder Singh Sirsa, please stay with us. We are trying to get some Congress leaders also with us. I believe Ronesh Sabharwal is connected with us. He's from the Congress party. Ronesh Sabharwal, tell us why the Congress has decided to include Jagdish Titler in the MCD polls this time.
No, Jagdish Titler was a cabinet minister in the Congress of India. And he himself belongs to a Sikh family, I don't know why the 84 Royals things are coming again and again. I married to a Sikh girl. My brother married to a Sikh woman. My sister married to a Sikh boy. What is it? We are Hindus. The country is secular. Sikh Dharam is totally a Hindu Dharam. It was founded by the Guru Nanak Ji. So ultimately we respect what has happened in 84 Royals. It has happened. A lot of inquiries have been made. This is Jagdish Titler is in the last leg of the life. He is still facing so many cases in the court. Let the law take its own course.
Mr. Ronesh Sabharwal, the way you're talking about the 1984 riots clearly is indicating insensitivity towards the pains that the Sikhs feel till date. I'm not too sure if Mr. Sirsa is still connected with us and he can really respond to you with what you're saying. But I'd like to say one thing, that there has to be a very clear thought of decision if the Congress is doing so. This also is giving out the message that the Congress internally has given a clean chit to Jagdish Titler, and they have nothing to do with the Sikh riots and what the Sikhs feel. And for them, it's just about in and out that they tend to do based on the perception outside.
No, madam. His ticket was denied many times. He was denied tickets many times. He was not given a ticket by the party many times. He has already been punished by the party. But he hasn't done anything. That depends on the court to do the needful. He belongs to a Sikh family. He has done a charity in Delhi. He has opened a school, Christian school, J.D. Titler school. So 84 riots took place so long, 37 years we have come across. Now it's over, man. Sajjan Kumar is already in jail. If Titler has done something wrong, he will have to face that music. If he has done, but the things are already in the court. It is in the domain of the court. Let the court give the verdict against him. How we can, we have already, he's experienced with the Congress party. He was a youth Congress president. He has served the country in various sectors. He has a civil aviation minister. Many ministries he has given to he has worked very hard for the country. So it's over, man. Poor fellow, he's 80 plus now.
All right, Ronesh Sabharwal. Yes. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic this afternoon. I'd also like to bring in our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, who's tracking every detail on the story very closely. Abhishek, if you are listening to me, that's the first reaction coming in from a Congress leader on this, where typically they're saying that it has been 37 years since the 1984 Sikh riots, and it is high time that one really moves on. Jagdish Titler is a senior leader for the Congress party. He has served the party for the longest time, for over several decades, and he is facing the law and the consequences, but that doesn't mean that the party punishes him over and over, and hence they have included him this time around. All right, not too sure if Abhishek is still connected with us.
Shah, now I'm getting you.
Abhishek, if you
Your
can
question,
hear me,
please.
I'm being told that you can. Yes, you just heard what the Congress leader said on this story, and most importantly the inclusion of Jagdish Titler, saying that it's been 37 years since the 1984 Sikh riots. It's time to move on. Jagdish Titler is a senior leader of the party. He served the party for several decades. He has been a part of some very important responsibilities in the party, and whatever the consequences that he has to face as per the law, he will. But why should he be punished over and over again by the party, and hence he's been included?
No, it's not about over and over again. It's about once and for all. Remember, despite the CBI giving a clean chit to him, and that was when the UPA was in power, a lower court had wanted investigation to begin afresh, and that has really never reached any conclusion. But it's beyond that, Suesha. for the Congress party to be brazening it out in a manner like this, where Jagdish Titler is made part of the election committee of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, or for that matter, Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee special invitee last year, and the kind of reaction that had come in. Sardar RP Singh of the BJP joins us over the phone. Sardar RP Singh, the Congress obviously says that how long would you punish one man when he has already been punished more than a couple of times by way of denial of tickets, by way of taking him away from public limelight. But then we have seen repeatedly the Congress party believes that public memory perhaps is short, and that Jagdish Titler can be completely rehabilitated. So be it making him minister in the UP era, or now you making him a special invitee to the DPCC, or now in the case of Municipal Corporation of Delhi, giving him powers to select candidates, effectively means that for the Congress party, the sensitivities of 1984 ended with Sardar Manmohan Singh saying sorry. And now the Congress party is telling the people of Delhi that let bygones be bygones and forget everything.
We should remember Udham Singh. 1919 happened when the Jallianwala Bagh. And 1940 he went to London and took the revenge of in 1919 by killing General Dyer. So they should remember, Sikhs can never forget. Never they will forgive. Let's be very clear on this. Neither me, neither my family, neither my children will never forgive this. Because 1984 Titler, they can say that how long you can, because Titler was part of that gang or a team which was headed by Rajiv, no less than Rajiv Gandhi. I just tweeted on it that it was headed by no less than Rajiv Gandhi. And it was a team which pre-planned whole of this 1984 carnage to win elections. It was incidental that Mr. Gandhi died during the court, but had Mr. Gandhi not died, even then this would have happened. And there is a sting operation on Titler where he is on record saying that he was going around the city with Rajiv Gandhi and then seeing what has happened and how many shops have been burned. So it was a carnage, and then how can Sikhs ever forget Titler or Kamal Nath? Just recently, Kamal Nath has gone to attend a Kirtan Dabar indoor, and the Ragi Sahib walked out of it. They said that we can't allow this man to be here and we can't recite Kirtan in front of this man. So Sikhs will never forgive, and let's be very clear.
All right, I think there was some audio issue there. In fact, Gaurav Bhatia of the BJP also joins us. Gaurav Bhatia, how would the BJP respond this time? Because this is becoming unending. We had Jagdish Titler being made a permanent invitee to the Delhi Pradesh Congress Committee in sometime last year, end of last year, and now we have Jagdish Titler being made a member of the election committee for the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. According to the Congress party, perhaps everyone has forgotten 1984 except for BJP perhaps.